Talk station 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, Vice President Mike Pence will meet with Governor Ron DeSantis in Tampa. The men will discuss our state's response to COVID-19. The two are meeting at the Center for Advanced Medical Learning at the University of South Florida. Also today, Cape Coral City leaders will discuss whether to mandate masks. Council is holding a special meeting at 2:30 this afternoon. Next time you head to Fort Myers Beach, you'll need to bring a mask with you. Town Council has decided anyone out in public away from their homes will now be required to wear a mask. The new mandate does not apply to the beaches or any public parks. You also not be required to wear a mask when you're seated outside at restaurants or inside churches. The Lee County School District has decided to cancel in-person graduation because of the rise in COVID-19 cases. District leaders say they're working on developing a drive-through ceremony at every high school where the class of 2020 can wear their cap and gown and pick up their diplomas. Those details are still being worked out. High school sports could delay their start for practices. The Florida High School Athletic Association Task Force voted to delay the start date. They voted to move it from July 27th to August 10th over coronavirus concerns. However, the move is not official. This is just a recommendation for now. The staff and board of directors for the association need to consider it first. A dead body was found along a Naples beach. A fisherman found the body on Wednesday along the waters off Gordon Drive. This is still an active investigation, and we have reached out to the Naples Police Department to find out if it was suspicious or not. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Lehigh Acres if you are heading towards Alabama Road westbound on Leland Heights. Also a delay in Fort Myers on the Daniels Extension heading eastbound just near Gateway Boulevard. Nothing too bad, just a tap on your brakes. I-75 is still up to speed though, heading to and from Lee and Collier, and slowdowns in Collier County on Immokalee Road heading west towards US 41. That trip to the Minute Traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, hot and humid. A few isolated showers and storms are going to be possible, but overall pretty limited, and most are looking quiet. Temperature of 93, the heat index 103 to 108. Very similar into your Friday. Just a few pockets of rain, and thankfully for the 4th of July, widespread rain not expected, but we still will track a few pop-up showers and storms from time to time. More heat, more humidity, a lot of sunshine with temps in the 90s, with scattered showers and storms trying to make a comeback by Sunday, Monday, and all the way into next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel. Drew Steel, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
True relief for back and neck pain.
At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, if you're suffering with a spinal-related problem, pain, numbness, or weakness, through the use of spinal decompression therapy, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of local residents return to a pain-free, productive life. People who once suffered from stenosis, sciatica, bulging, or herniated discs and thought there was no solution are now living pain-free. Spinal decompression is relaxing and painless, while it gently eases pressure off painful nerves and spinal discs. No pain, no needles, and no surgery. I've successfully been using spinal decompression in Southwest Florida for over 13 years, and the results are only getting better. Take your life back. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation to find out how spinal decompression can help you. Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-2225. That's 596-2225.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Get the best sleep of your life. Helix makes personalized mattresses to fit your unique body type and sleep preferences. Go to helixsleep.com and get up to $200 off mattress orders.
Serving Southwest Florida since 1977. To learn more and schedule an appointment, visit firstclassairconditioning.com.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all. It's already a #1 bestseller, and it's called Blitz. Trump will smash the left and win. By famed author David Horowitz, Blitz makes predictions about President Trump that will shock you. He also warns about radical groups like Antifa. Blitz is at bookstores, or get the free offer and save $28. Just call 800-NEWSMAX or go to blitz411.com. Blitz411.com. Mike Huckabee says if everyone read Blitz, Trump would win. Newsmax says it's the best book for 2020. Call 800-NEWSMAX for the free offer now.
If you shop online, you need to hear this. Truth is, there are deals out there you're probably not getting. That's why there's Honey. Honey is a free browser extension that scans the internet for discounts when you shop online, then applies the biggest savings to your cart automatically. It works on Amazon, Nike, Best Buy, Target, practically everywhere you shop. Exactly. Add Honey for free at joinhoney.com/audio. That's joinhoney.com/audio.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. That's the Tri-Town Construction talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube. Anytime you want to watch, you just need to go to, you go to YouTube. You type in Drew Steele Radio, and there we are in living color. That was a little old school. Did you know that, there was a time when, you had the black and white TV shows and movies, and then all of a sudden it's in living color. And then there's...
my life has been full of animated series in color.
Yeah, well, it's there's there's a lot of things that are happening right bore us that are just in full bloom. No, they're not. That is true. There's a little bit of things are not black and white, are they? They're just not the issue of whether or not we should do something definitively or not. For example, Fort Myers beaches are going to remain open, everybody, which is a good thing for the 4th of July weekend. But masks are going to be required. So how does that work exactly? Well, here's apparently how it works. There's a chance that you can get up to a $500 fine for businesses not following the order and a $50 fine for individuals who don't follow the rules. And what are those rules? So you keep the beaches open. Mandatory mask requirements. By the way, do you like this? Does this make you feel better? It does scream, though, of... how do I say this? A couple of things. Number one, I do want to very soon, probably next week, and we've talked about this, have the pros and cons of masks, the definitive numbers, the answers. In other words, someone on the pro side talking about masks and how they stop the spread and the evidence, a PhD, the evidence that we'll have on one side. And then on the other side, the evidence that would show that masks do not work. And I would let you make the decision and have both of them kind of debate and talk about the effectiveness. What is effectiveness? Do you have any idea?
No.
Yeah, hold on a second. Excuse me, I gotta push my teeth in. All right, they're back. Sometimes they... Anyway, the effectiveness, we want to figure it out, right? And then make you listen to both sides and make an informed decision. We don't get that anymore. We don't get to really discuss both sides. We're told, listen, the CDC tells us what to do, we do it. Yeah? Government, you sure about that? 100%? All the time? Every time? And I'm not doubting a lot of what the CDC has said or the directions that they have taken. Well, kind of. But there are people that think that the CDC is the end-all, be-all, and if they say they recommend masks, well, why are you recommending it? Is it because there are others that would say to me, well, when it comes to masks, if they work, everybody should wear a mask, and everything should be open. Are you hearing me? Jake, are you hearing me right now? Do you hear what I'm saying? If masks are the end-all, be-all, if the masks are going to stop the spread of the virus, then certainly if everybody were to wear a mask like is mandated on Fort Myers Beach, why not open everything? Why are we even closing anything? Why are we even deciding that some businesses should stay open or are essential or not essential, or groups or no groups or small groups or big groups or any groups? Well, heck, if they work, then why don't we just mandate masks all the time, every time, and everybody goes back to work? Everything back to normal. You can go to the beach. You can go to Disney. You can go to the mall. You can go to your restaurants. You can go everywhere. Done. Why are we doing anything? That's what people are saying to me. Does that make any sense? Jake, does that make sense to you, that conversation? Or is that a little over the top?
I mean, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, he gets it. Anything else? He's just shaking his head. Oh, he's got his mask. Okay. You going to put that on right now? What is your mask a big, giant set of, what is that? What's on the back of that thing? What's that? If you're watching on YouTube, you see Jake is putting, what's that thing called? Is that a gator? Is that what that's called? And, oh no. All right. So the front of it has like a skeleton face kind of thing. So when it puts, all right. Okay. All right, never mind. You may not want to see it if you're watching on YouTube. By the way, if you go to Drew Steele Radio, subscribe to the channel. It helps us to keep this going. And all right, enough.
I don't look like I'm about to rob a bank.
Nope, you look not at all. And that's a conscious decision too, to pick that one out of the group.
I have 7 of them.
Yeah, you had
different colors.
Yeah, with that same facial,
exact same face.
I want to work on that. Is that anyway? All right, let's move on. So 3-2, keep beaches open, mandatory mask requirements. It goes into effect today. Every person over the age of 6 required to wear a mask. Fort Myers Beach, when they're unable to social distance, will also need to have a mask ready for immediate use, whether that's indoors or outdoors. The immediate use. And I can't wait to see how they juggle all of this on Fort Myers Beach and how in the world they're going to enforce it. And when somebody gets a fine, what the person that is giving the fine has defined what the fine is fine worthy of. Like you're walking out of the restaurant and you for a couple of seconds there you took the mask off because you're getting ready to get in your car. Is that a fineable event? Look, it also says people at church or with underlying medical conditions will be exempt from the mandate. People at church or with underlying medical conditions will be exempt from a mandate to wear masks. Okay. Well, if you have an underlying medical condition, shouldn't you be wearing a mask? I mean, I feel like there's a lot of confusion with masks and whether or not this is going to be effective because it has completely 100% become political, right? It shouldn't be, but it is. And maybe you have a thought on this. 239-479-5592. You want to call on the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Let us know your thoughts this morning on Fort Myers Beach now, mandatory masks. If you're going to, it says restaurant customers can take their masks off when eating and drinking. Oh, thanks. Thank you. We appreciate that. Please take that mask off. Will you take your mask off?
I think I'm going to wear it.
Okay, you should. That's probably policy anyway. Yeah, so they can take their masks off when eating and drinking, which is nice. Because it would be hard otherwise. People in beauty salons and barbershops can remove their face coverings when receiving services. I would assume, especially if you're getting a facial. So, Scott Lehigh said, great, now he's going to have a brand new tan line. That is true. That, he's got a point. Can we talk about that aspect of it? If you're on Fort Myers Beach and you're outside and you're wearing a mask and it's 95 degrees and it feels like it's 110, the heat index, then you have one of these masks, like if you're watching on YouTube, you can see Jake is wearing right now. That's going to be one heck of a tan line. You're going to, basically, anything from your eyes down is not going to have the same tan as your eyes up to your forehead. And then if you're wearing a hat, boy, that's going to be odd. But, it is another way to tell and to be sure whether or not you've been wearing the mask. All right, hold on a second. Allison's on Fort Myers Beach. She's angry. I don't know. Are you angry? Are you upset, Allison? I don't know. I just said that just to stir controversy, so people be like, "Ooh, I can't wait to hear what Allison says." She's upset.
Well, thank you, because guess what? I work on Fort Myers Beach.
Yeah. What do you think of all this on Fort Myers Beach?
Well, anything to keep us open and not shut us down, I will tolerate as long as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Okay,
we
but-
definitely want to have business on the beach. I like the idea that things are open. Sure, go ahead.
Correct. And the other thing is if you have a mask and it has the little, ear loop,
right?
What you do is you just have the one on. See, and so you can still be open and not have the mask on. But if you get close enough to somebody that you're not social distancing, that's when you slip it onto the other ear.
Right. So you're saying that you have the mask, it's hanging on a loop on one ear. When you get close to somebody, you kind of snap it the other side back, and so now you're covered. That kind of thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how we're going to work it.
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. But Allison, it does. I brought this point up, and I'm half tongue in cheek, but I'm being serious. If masks are the end-all, be-all to making sure that everything is going to be okay and we're stopping the spread, if it is, then why not open everything and just have everybody wear masks? Just wear, and then let's get back to work. Let's get going, and everybody wears a mask, and we'll doll them up, we'll bedazzle them. For the older folks that like it, you can put all kinds of little bedazzles on it. We'll dress them all up.
You're right. And they could have done that probably starting it off, saying, okay, opening it up and having everybody wear the mask and then slowly.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
And again, and not being tongue in cheek and not being tongue in cheek. And Allison, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend there on Fort Myers Beach. I'm half being serious though. Who would object to that? Like, what would be the objection? Maybe you object to that notion that somebody had said to me, look, if masks are as good as advertised to keep the spread down, then why not mandate that everybody wears a mask? And let's open everything without restriction. None, zero, zilch. And if you are somebody who's afraid, stay home. Is that outrageous? Is that crazy to say? I don't know. Mike's in Cape Coral wanted to say what? What is it, Mike?
Well, let's just say I'm walking down Fort Myers Beach.
All right, you're walking down. There you are. You're on Fort Myers Beach, Mike. There you are. You're in your Speedo, walking down the beach. Go ahead.
We'll have to talk about that Speedo later. Not too sure. But anyway, I'm fully dressed in my proper PPE attire, okay?
Right.
And I happen to spot you and Jake, the scofflaws that you are, you're not wearing a mask. Can I start yelling and chasing you, saying, screaming, citizens arrest, citizens arrest?
I don't know. I haven't asked anybody on Fort Myers Beach whether or not, and I kind of tongue in cheek said that the other day that isn't that what's coming. You're going to have the snitches that are out there with the camera, and Jake is already saying, wait, Jake's trying to say something, but I can't tell what he said. Will you take the mask? Take the mask off. No, I can't even see your lips. What are you saying?
That's how you get shot.
Well, you're saying you're worried about somebody.
Yeah, do not attack people and try to arrest
No,
them
he's
for
not
wearing
saying
masks.
attack them. He's not saying
Well, no,
attack
I
them. He's saying
gotta
report them, like to point at them and scream and say, like Mike's going to point at somebody and say, that guy's not wearing a mask, not wearing a mask. And then, kind of snitches.
We have a couple of those in the building.
Nope, I don't know about that.
They did that in New York. Didn't they do that in New York?
Well, snitches get stitches. Well, they used to say that.
Yeah.
Talking about here. Again, I appreciate that. And let's preface the rest of this conversation by saying this. These are hard decisions for politicians, for the people in city, whether city or county, commissioners. These are tough times and tough decisions for them to make, knowing that these decisions are broad decisions that people are going to have to follow, and there are many people that don't want to follow or want more answers about what works and what doesn't and want more detail because they have doubts, because that's what the media has done, has put doubt in people's lives and people's minds about what works, what doesn't. By design, make no mistake about it, the politics that are in this are absolutely ridiculous. They're harmful, they're hurtful, but they exist. And I'll give you examples coming up. But these are tough decisions that they have to make. And I think we should understand that and appreciate the gravity of these decisions, whether it's Fort Myers Beach or Sanibel or Lee County, Collier County. Look, it's tough. It's tough because you do have passionate sides. Having said that, I really think that there is something to be said about if we know masks work, then why are we not mandating masks and just opening up everything? Open it up. And if you're wondering about some of the rhetoric and the politics out there, the governor is the worst governor in the history of governorships. If you're someone on the left, and of course it's an election season, so it helps to put that all out there and make him the bad guy. And the governor is constantly talked about so many times. You can go to any media outlet here in the state and talk about how this governor has bungled in its deaths, and the deaths are on his watch. And so, but of course, in other places like New York, that's nobody's saying anything like that, even though the numbers are horrific out of New York. How bad are they? Our friend David Harsanyi writes for the National Review, nationalreview.com. And it's an interesting article that I read last night. The left's coronavirus narrative is a myth. And I don't even have to go any further into the article, except the first paragraph. And it's so telling. And I will talk more about it coming up. But I want you to tuck this away, because this is important. Listen to the first paragraph of David Harsanyi's article at National Review. To this point, Jake, I want you to hear this as well. You ready for this? Because these are the kind of things that are not said. You ready?
Ready.
Listen carefully. To this point, 71% more Americans have died in New York nursing homes than have died in the entire state of Florida, which not only has a larger population, but a population that skews older. Can I say that again? To this point, 71% more Americans have died in New York nursing homes than have died in the entire state of Florida, which not only has a larger population, but a population that skews older. To this point, New York's death rate has been 10 times larger than Florida's. So naturally, liberals are busy concocting a narrative that holds that the failures of the American response to coronavirus have been the fault of Trumpian nihilists in the red states. Governor DeSantis. It's all his fault. He's the problem. These numbers are real and they are true and they are not deniable, but yet you don't hear that. You don't hear the numbers that are the important numbers. How are we doing in deaths? As horrible and unfortunate as they are with regard to COVID, what are those numbers? What do they look like? We hear the uptick in cases. We're constantly hearing about cases going up. We gotta slow down. Well, hold on a second. We got restaurants. We got to close them down. Bars. We got to stop. All right. We got to back up a little bit. We got a big problem here. Do we? Because as bad as it is to find out that you have tested positive for the virus, the more cases that we are discovering, and the less deaths that we are seeing, the more we are starting to realize that every time an asymptomatic case pops up where there is no symptom, which would lead you to believe that there are many others that are out there that are not showing symptoms, that have it, that don't need hospitalizations and are not going to die from this, the more we see that, then the more we realize that this virus may very well be not as lethal as we were once led to believe. The facts are there, the numbers are there, and it bears it out. So what I'm saying is twofold. Number one, the politics are there. The politics are always there. Fort Myers Beach, they're looking and making decisions. Okay, we're going to leave the beach open, but everybody has to wear a mask. There is a lot of politics at play here. And again, if masks are the answer, then everybody should wear a mask. It should be federally mandated, mandatory. Oh, and everything opens up. Every restaurant, every salon, every church, everything, every protest. As long as you're wearing a mask. And oh, by the way, if you're not wearing a mask and you're protesting, oh, we're coming for you too. Oh, no, we can't do that because this is organic. It grows from the bottom up, as de Blasio said. Churches are one thing. Protests are completely different. Oh, I'm not kidding, he said that. Politics are always going to be at play. And the second thing is we've got to be realistic and honest with the numbers. If the death rate now that we are seeing is going down, but the caseloads are going up, we should see that as a positive, not a negative. It means it's not as lethal as we once thought. That is not a bad thing. But are we allowed to say that? Well, I just did. I'd love to hear what you think. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along YouTube. You can follow us, subscribe, Drew Steele Radio if you'd like to watch this very program. All right, Sabrina Katz has your traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Lehigh Acres if you are heading towards Alabama Road westbound on Leland Heights. Also a delay in Fort Myers on the Daniels Extension heading eastbound just near Gateway Boulevard. Nothing too bad, just a tap on your brakes. I-75 is still up to speed.
Hey, YouTube and Facebook. Hello, everybody. Good to see you this morning. Just checking in with you all, checking out my messages. A whole lot of Facebook messages today. Hey, by the way, if you're watching on Facebook, it's fantastic. Thank you for doing that, whether at 925 Fox News or whether it's at my personal Drew Steele 925 Fox News page on Facebook. That's great. Would you do me a favor if you would just go to YouTube whenever you get an opportunity and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Drew Steele Radio. And then if you want to continue to watch on Facebook, that's great. We just want to make sure that the YouTube subscriptions are going to help to show that everybody's on board, you're watching, and that'll keep all of this going if you enjoy it. Hope that makes sense. All right, so let's see what you think about this. Let's see. Brooke said we need to get the GOP behind the president and stop cowering to the left. Well, there are some stories out there, Brooke. I'm glad you brought that up. The biggest problem we may have in this country is the GOP. Because the GOP now seems to feel like the way to win this election is by pandering more to the left and the hard left and the left-leaning causes like Black Lives Matter. In other words, a Green New Deal light, a Black Lives Matter light agenda. And they're doing it. And they did it yesterday. And I'll have some evidence of that coming up. Wait till you hear what they did yesterday. What they're thinking about doing. Yep, she's right. They're not fighting. You are exactly right. You are right, Brooke. All right. Yep, and Bill says Justice Roberts, the same thing. Look, Justice Roberts is not he's not a conservative. He's a liberal. He's a liberal justice. Let's just stop. Just stop. It's not a conservative justice agreeing with the left-leaning side of the court. It is a left-leaning judge who didn't tell us before that he was. That was, I guess, that snookered George W. Bush, the one who put him there. It does speak volumes to where the George W. Bush group of individuals in the Republican Party really stand, almost as if, hey, this might be a good thing for the future. It's something we wouldn't want to say out loud. Now, I'm not suggesting that there might be a group of George Bush supporters that are gathering together to form a super PAC to go against to go against the president this election cycle. Yes, I am, because that's exactly what is happening. You've got George Bush supporters who are getting together and forming a super PAC to get money to try to upend the re-election of the president and get Joe Biden elected president. On what planet do you think that's a smart idea? Like what is it about you hate the president so much that you want that you would like socialism and Marxism in this country. Like seriously, like progressive. Like you hate the president so much that you, as a great conservative, would rather have Marxism than this president. Are you that dumb? Yeah, they are. They're that dumb. All right. Maria says, look, social distancing okay, no mask mandated, high-risk people stay home. So there you go. That's another way of looking at it. Why don't we just do that? Why don't we just have, continue to think of social distancing as a realistic thing to do right now. Stay a little further away than you usually do from people. Mandate the mask. Look, open everything. Come on. If you're at high risk, don't go out. You want to do that? Yeah. And Brooke said, stop with the mask crap. The election's drawing near. Trump 2020. Yeah, well, there are people that still want to. The mask issue is an election issue, Brooke. The mask issue is an important issue this election cycle, and it has to do exactly with the kind of control that one side wants to have as opposed to another. All right, we're going to take a break or go back to what's on air, and then we'll talk to you when we come back.
The Gateway Trade Center in Fort Myers, and the Elegant Image Dry Cleaners next to Walgreens on Del Prado in Cape Coral. They are Lee County's leading dry cleaner since 1988. With 30 years of experience in Lee County, I'm telling you, I trust my family's dry cleaning to Larry and the team at Stadium Dry Cleaners. So will you visit them? Visit stadiumdrycleaners.com. and look for their monthly specials for great savings.
It's been a few months since you hired a lawyer for your injury case. You hired that lawyer without much thought or research. An ad that caught your eye. A friend told you about them. Or worse, they called you, which would have them disbarred if they were caught. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. And now you realized you made a huge mistake by hiring the wrong lawyer. Your gut tells you your case is worth way more, but your lawyer's trying to cram a settlement offer down your throat because they need the money more than you do. And then you go to forthepeople.com and see offers made and rejected and our jury verdicts. Hundreds of them. You got to see what your case should really be worth. Here's the thing. Just because you hired a lawyer doesn't mean you can't fire that lawyer. People call us every day doing exactly that, and it won't cost you one penny more. You only have one day in court. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Dial pound law on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
Liberal politician Jason Mon is running for his third different office in just the last 4 years. He's even quitting the city council early just to run for another seat. But another political office isn't the only thing Mon is running from. He's also running from his criminal past. Jason Mon was arrested and charged in a drive-by shooting. He was driving drunk and firing a gun from his car while going 100 miles per hour. He pled guilty to charges and was sentenced to jail. Mon has also been delinquent in paying his own property taxes at least 20 times, but voted to raise spending by millions of dollars on city council. We don't need liberal politician Jason Mon in Tallahassee. But conservatives have a choice. Republican Adam Botana is the pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, and pro-Trump leader we can trust. He shares our conservative values and will serve us with honor. Paid by Adam Botana, Republican for State Representative.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, Vice President Mike Pence will meet with Governor Ron DeSantis in Tampa. The men will discuss our state's response to COVID-19. The two are meeting at the Center for Advanced Medical Learning at the University of South Florida. Also today, Cape Coral City leaders will discuss whether to mandate masks. Council is holding a special meeting at 2:30 this afternoon. Next time you head to Fort Myers Beach, you'll need to bring a mask with you. Town Council has decided anyone out in public away from their homes will now be required to wear a mask. The new mandate does not apply to the beaches or any public parks. You also not be required to wear a mask when you're seated outside at restaurants or inside churches. The Lee County School District has decided to cancel in-person graduation because of the rise in COVID-19 cases. District leaders say they're working on developing a drive-through ceremony at every high school where the class of 2020 can wear their cap and gown and pick up their diplomas. Those details are still being worked out. High school sports could delay their start for practices. The Florida High School Athletic Association Task Force voted to delay the start date. They voted to move it from July 27th to August 10th over coronavirus concerns. However, the move is not official. This is just a recommendation for now. The staff and board of directors for the association need to consider it first. A dead body was found along a Naples beach. A fisherman found the body on Wednesday along the waters off Gordon Drive. This is still an active investigation, and we have reached out to the Naples Police Department to find out if it was suspicious or not. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Lehigh Acres if you are heading towards Alabama Road westbound on Leland Heights. Also a delay in Fort Myers on the Daniels Extension heading eastbound just near Gateway Boulevard. Nothing too bad, just a tap on your brakes. I-75 is still up to speed though, heading to and from Lee and Collier, and slowdowns in Collier County on Immokalee Road heading west towards US 41. That trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, hot and humid. A few isolated showers and storms are going to be possible, but overall pretty limited, and most are looking quiet. Temperature of 93, the heat index 103 to 108. Very similar into your Friday. Just a few pockets of rain, and thankfully for the 4th of July, widespread rain not expected, but we still will track a few pop-up showers and storms from time to time. More heat, more humidity, a lot of sunshine with temps in the 90s, with scattered showers and storms trying to make a comeback by Sunday, Monday, and all the way into next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Steve, 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Don't sweat. Cornbread.
Hey, babe, is that you singing in the kitchen?
Yep.
Don't sweat. Cornbread.
That's catchy. Who sings it?
Not sure.
Don't sweat. Cornbread.
Wow, it's like a whole band plays behind you when you sing.
I know, and I still don't know why.
Don't sweat. Cornbread.
It sounds so familiar. Wait, that's the song from Bread AC. Don't sweat. Cornbread.
Oh, honey, please leave the singing to me.
Don't sweat. Cornbread.
Worried your air conditioning system won't make it through another season? Family owned and operated Bread Air Conditioning has been serving Southwest Florida families and businesses since 1972. Let Bread Air Conditioning install your next high-efficiency Train comfort system. There's 0% APR for up to 60 months with approved credit. For a fast service or a free estimate, just call them at 239-566-3633 and at breadairconditioning.com. License number CAC 1819995.
As our state representative, Ray Rodriguez has always been the conservative we could count on. Now, Ray wants to take his conservative record to the Florida Senate. Ray Rodriguez fought to end illegal immigration in Florida. He helped ban sanctuary cities and fought alongside Governor DeSantis to protect our jobs by passing E-Verify. Ray will continue to fight to ensure those in our country illegally will not find sanctuary in our state. When it came to protecting the right to life, no one was more pro-life than Ray Rodriguez. In Florida's Senate, Ray will continue the fight to protect the unborn. And when Donald Trump needed him the most, Ray was there. As one of Florida's members of the Electoral College, Ray stood strong against Hillary Clinton and the Democrats when they tried to steal the election by flipping electors. In the Florida Senate, Ray will always support President Trump and his plan to keep America great. Ray Rodriguez has always been a conservative we could count on. Now, we need him in the Florida Senate. Paid by Ray Rodriguez, Republican, for the Florida Senate.
Do this. Don't do that. Stay here. Don't go there. Stay home. Don't go out with friends. How many times have you heard something like that recently? And like most people, you're probably pretty tired of feeling like things are out of your control. And life is not about controlling everything. It is about controlling what you can. And it's not a long list, but it sure is empowering. One of the things on that list, your retirement. Don't spend your time worrying about what you cannot control. Instead, focus on what you can. Your retirement is in your hands. Start planning for it today. Call Bob Grace at Trifound Financial to set a phone or video meeting to begin building for the future that you want to have. 866-366-1099. call Bob Grace at Trifound Financial now, 866-366-1099. That's 866-366-1099. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Trade in and trade up. Over $500,000 in trade-in assistance up for grabs at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease, 0 down, $159 per month. 2020 Kia Sorrento LX lease, 0 down, $259 per month. Plus, at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers, you can drive interest-free up to 72 months and worry-free for 100,000 miles. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. If you've got $500 down and you make at least $500 per week, our lenders can get you approved. At Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36-month lease is 10,000 miles per year, 0 to signing plus tax, title, dealer, and acquisition fee. 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0 APR with 0 down with lender approval.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Celebrate the 4th of July in the emergency room of your local hospital. First, buy a bunch of fireworks. Next, have way too much to drink. Don't forget to let everyone know you know what you're doing.
Stand back, I got this.
And finally, light the fuse and hold the firecracker in your hand just a little too long. It's your own special way of teaching your kids moderation. So have a great 4th of July and have fun in the ER next to the guy who bragged he'd never wear a mask.
No.
You guys will be 2 peas in a pod.
No. What is that? What is that? Just don't do it. Look, it is a good valuable. It's a good lesson for you kids. Kids, don't do drugs. But here's the thing: 4th of July. Is that what we're gonna hear now? We're gonna see that. I don't like that, Jake. I have to admit, I don't like that. Every year on 4th of July, we always hear the stories about somebody doing something that somewhere along the line you would think that somebody would teach them not to do when it comes to fireworks, right? Like you hear about some kind of accident that could have been prevented if they would have just taken the time to do something about being responsible and not mixing certain beverages and the like. And does any of that make sense at all? Just be safe.
Yeah, alcohol and fireworks don't mix.
No, they don't. That is a very good millennial message right there. So don't forget that. Also, clean your room. In between games of Warlords, Part 3. Is that a thing? Is that one of those games you play there in the house?
We're just gonna go with it.
Yeah. What was Part 1 and 2 like of Warlords? Do you make your own character and everything? There's so little I know. See, this is another valuable lesson. I'm half joking with Jake the Millennial, but this is a very important lesson for all of you parents that are watching, maybe on YouTube, streaming live at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, subscribe to the channel. This is a valuable lesson. How many things do you not know about what your kids are doing? And there are lots. When they grab that iPad, when they're in front of the computer, when you can't see what they're doing when they're with their friends. And sometimes it has to do with video games too, right? You think they're all harmless and, it's my son, he's just playing Pac-Man. Right, that's all it is. But no, you've got Jake who's you make your own character, like somebody that looks like you, but you call him like Lance Mannion or Darth Mingleheimer Schmidt, because his name is my name too. I don't know.
I normally go with something like Septic Tank.
Do you? So you call your characters on these video games Septic Tank?
Yeah. All right, I didn't, but I'm going to when I get home. I'm changing it immediately.
Don't do it. See? You don't know what your kids are doing, people. You just don't know what your kids are doing. Your kids are going on the social media and calling themselves Septic Tank, and then they're sitting in the basement wondering why they're playing video games and they don't have a girlfriend.
Bunch of nerds.
Okay. 239-479-5592. keeping an eye on some of the stories that are out right now. By the way, if you've been thinking that, look, the virus really isn't that political. You know, we mentioned the story from David Orsani at National Review, about the left's coronavirus narrative being a myth. When you hear that 71% more Americans have died in New York nursing homes than have died in the entire state of Florida. The death rate in New York is 10 times larger than Florida, even though Florida has a larger population. But we don't get to hear that. You never hear about that. When we hear about New York City and being a key spreader of the infection nationally, it's clear that New York City was unable to flatten the curve. You can see by the number. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't hear about that at all. All you hear about is how awful the state of Florida is. And again, as we go through the numbers, and the important thing to keep an eye on is deaths. And to keep an eye on it, if you're talking about spikes, we want to know that we're not seeing the same kind of death numbers that we were seeing early on. And the reason why is because the more and more, actually we're seeing it go down, the more and more we do tests, the more we find asymptomatic cases, the more we know that there are people out there that either have it or have had it or currently have it now and do not have symptoms but are still out there, and those cases are going up, and we don't see the deaths, then we understand that this virus is not as lethal as we once thought it was. And that is not a bad thing. To hear that should be good news, but no. It's all about the election. It's all about getting rid of Donald Trump. It's all about, Nancy Pelosi in some way, shape, or form. I just really wanted to play the laugh because it's that kind of, it's that thing when you hear Nancy Pelosi's laugh, you just kind of, you get a twinge and a pain. Then you realize she's still in power. And you realize that if Joe Biden's going to be the president of the United States, someone who will one day step up to a microphone and say something brilliant like,
you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Don't let that bother you. Don't even let the idea come out of your brain that statement came out of his mouth right from the top of his head and not written down on a piece of paper on a teleprompter or making a mistake. No. That purposely came out of his head, but don't even sweat it. The point is that you're going to have a lot more discussion about not only the people that want to see this president out of office on the left and those that have hated him since day one, all the pink hats that came out right after the election. I mean, it's been since day one. You do realize, I remember succinctly when the election was over, when I was in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm in the TV station. I am there on the air in the TV station and making the announcement that Donald Trump won the presidency of the United States, and you could hear a pin drop. Nobody could believe it. And then a week later, actually 2 weeks later, not 20 minutes down the road from me, Park City, Utah. Park City is about as liberal as you can get, just like Salt Lake City is as liberal as you can get. Marching on the streets of Park City with their pink hats on. When they were supposed to be having, what's the name of the movie? They have that movie festival out there. I don't even know why I'm losing. But the big one that takes place in Park City. The point is that they were doing it then. They did it immediately. Everything was awful, terrible, and it's just ramped up since then. But the other side of this is not the things that we know. Now listen to this. This is so important. It's not the things that we know coming from the left that we are aware of. But it's those that claim to be on your side, your champion, your voice, your person, elected official, and the fact that those same people are on the left side, and how those same people have made the conscious effort, the conscious decision to go against your will, and as a Republican have decided to do things. Well, maybe we should, lean to the left a little bit, show them that we care just as much. And the only way that we're going to win this election is by showing them that we care. is by showing them that we are, compassionate. What am I talking about? Well, here's a perfect example. Did you know that Senators Ron Johnson and James Lankford, both Republicans, one Wisconsin, one Oklahoma, have backed proposals to replace Columbus Day with Juneteenth as a federal holiday? Replace it. Basically saying that we should have done this a long time ago. It's expensive to have a federal holiday because you have to pay, and you eliminate. If you eliminated one, it would make it more palatable for the federal government. So to offset the cost of adding Juneteenth as a federal holiday, they're proposing eliminating Columbus Day so that this way, we'll replace it because it's probably the most lightly celebrated and less disruptive to anybody's schedule. Is there a big call for this? Is there a big, are there a lot of people that are saying that we need to do this? Or is this a very vocal minority in the population as opposed to the majority that is making the most noise, that has control of a group of people, being Republicans, being people that you vote for, that you support, that are going to acquiesce to every whim of the loud minority voting bloc, the 2% as opposed to the 98%, because they're the loudest and they're the ones that are getting the most attention, and the media is pushing those voices. And so to make you look more woke, to make you look like you care, to make it seem like we're on your side as well, you're willing to give up a Columbus Day holiday and put Juneteenth in its place because people have said that it should happen, and you don't ask any questions. You just know that if you don't do it, you're going to seem like you don't care. And so what you end up doing is trying to find ways and maneuver and kind of squirm around and figure out how you're going to do this. You're going to acquiesce. You're going to give in. And when you do that, and you think that this is not that big a deal, it's just a holiday. What's the big deal? I mean, they're giving in for a holiday. So what? It's just no, it's not a small little thing. It's a huge thing, because that little crack in the doorway is going to have it swing wide open. And you know it, and I know it. And here we're going to start to get little bits and pieces that are going to be nibbled away. It's like when politicians think that if they're nice to the media, if they're Republicans and they're just nice to the media and they don't speak ill of them, then they don't tell the truth about how awful they are and how they truly are the enemy of the people. When the New York Times floats an idea that the president would care more about Russia and Putin than he cares about American troops, and would try to make that case only to kind of walk it back a little bit and to kind of move the goalposts into something completely different, which is what they did. That's an enemy of the people. Is it not? I mean, who would do something like that? No, that's not enough. It's horrible for me to say. I shouldn't say anything like that. But we are seeing more and more Republicans that care about the status quo before Trump. They care about I just want to get elected again, and I don't want there to be any kind of firestorm around my house. I don't want protesters breaking into my public property and standing in front of my house and pointing at me as the problem. I want to do things for that small group of individuals, not the majority of Americans, but those small little pockets, the small group of Americans that are in this country that are vocal enough and have the media on their side to make sure that they don't come to my doorstep. As if you think they're not going to come to your doorstep. Of course they're going to come to your doorstep. They're coming to everybody's doorstep. Even their own. They will eat their own. We've seen that time and time again. It is more important now more than ever to have people that will fight. To question your local, your state, your federal representatives, and those that want to run for office. To find out their record, to know who they are, to know where they've been, to know where they've walked, to understand what this fight is, and to call them out when they are not willing to be a fighter, and to call them out when they are willing participants in acquiescing to a mob, a small mob, not the voice of the majority, We're not even talking about democracy at play here. For those that don't understand the difference between a constitutional republic and a democracy, it's not majority rules in this country. But the idea that if you're going to run in Southwest Florida and you're going to hide behind your past, hide behind a record, hide behind the things you have done and not be able to explain, if you're going to tell us that, listen, I want to run for school board, I want to run for this office or that office, and I'm not going to tell you how I voted before or if I'm a Republican or Democrat or anything like that because it's a nonpartisan race. No. Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about that. I want to know everything there is to know about you. And if you're willing to hide it, then you're not getting a vote. If you're not willing to give that information up willingly to somebody who will ask you and say, well, I'm not required to do that. It's legally, I don't have to do that. Or legally, I'm not allowed to do that. Then you're hiding something. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in Collier County southbound on Livingston heading towards Golden Gate Parkway. Also a minor slowdown on Immokalee Road getting off of the interstate heading eastbound towards 951. In Estero, still seeing that slowdown on Estero Parkway east towards Ben Hill. Also congestion on Bass Road south towards Summerlin. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, 93 degrees. Our heat index 103 to 108. Good amount of sunshine. Some clouds mix in. A few spotty showers and storms are possible, but overall pretty limited. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh. The Washington Post has discovered a new victim of the coronavirus. Eco Health Alliance, it's a New York City-based nonprofit. Starting in 2008, under the Obama regime, the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, headed by Dr. Fauci, gave Eco Health Alliance millions of dollars in federal grants in order to research viruses, in particular viruses from bats, viruses that could cause pandemics. Now, incidentally, Eco Health Alliance had a partner that helped them study bat viruses. That would be the Wuhan Institute of Virology in Wuhan, Chicom. Now, everything was going along swimmingly, according to the Post, until the bad orange man stepped in. The Amazon Prime Washington Post says, without evidence, that the bad orange man questioned whether the virus that killed thousands and shut down our economy might have come from the Wuhan lab. And that, according to the Post, created a tragedy for Eco Health Alliance important bat virus work. The grant spigot got shut off. All those millions of American taxpayer dollars dried up. And you know who the Post blames? China? No. They blame President Trump for actually raising questions about the origins of the virus that's crippled our nation. The Chicoms are the good guys, you see. President Trump's the bad guys, the enemy. That's the way these deranged liberals literally do see the world. CBD getting a lot of attention these days. Level Select CBD is a brand to watch from Cadenwood, the trusted leader in CBD. Their sports creams and roll-ons are great for pro athletes, amateurs, anybody trying to keep active. No matter what activity you engage in, you could use the relief Level Select CBD provides. Retired athletes like Steve Garvey and Carson Palmer use it every day. And now, PGA Tour champion Ricky Fowler has made Level Select CBD his brand of choice, too. They use it because it works, folks. Independently tested, 0% THC, made in the USA. Go to levelselectcbd.com, use the promo code CBD25 for 25% off any of their full line of CBD products. That's levelselectcbd.com, promo code CBD25, or dial pound 250 on your cell phone, say Level Select, and this offer will be sent right to your phone.
You will have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from Level Select.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Today's radicalized Democrat Party is attempting to dismantle, disarm, and discredit our frontline heroes. We must fight to stop them before it's too late. But to do that, we cannot send more weak leaders to Washington. It takes a bold, unapologetic conservative to stand up to the liberal mob and protect the institutions that make America great. We can't give in, and we can't give up. I'm Dr. William Figglestaller, and I approve this message because I'm the America First conservative you can trust.
Paid for by William Figglestaller, Republican, House District 19.
If the current headlines have you worried that the market might do something and your investments get impacted, you need to listen. You need to attend our virtual town hall meeting this Thursday and learn how oil and water really do mix. And that by doing so, you can help balance your portfolio, protect yourself from wild market swings, provide income, and get an income tax offset to boot. Text H2O NOW, all one word, no spaces, to 31996.
Hey, I love it here in Southwest Florida. This is my second home, and I know why you live here. You've been able to accumulate enough wealth to retire here, but you know what? Many retirement portfolios are exposed to way too much risk. Alfie Townsend and Advantage Retirement Group can help. So give your portfolio the second set of eyes that it needs. Call Alfie at 561-1155, and don't forget, listen for his program, Saving the Investor. That's Saturday mornings at 9 right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, Vice President Mike Pence will meet with Governor Ron DeSantis in Tampa. The men will discuss our state's response to COVID-19. The two are meeting at the Center for Advanced Medical Learning at the University of South Florida. Also today, Cape Coral City leaders will discuss whether to mandate masks. Council is holding a special meeting at 2:30 this afternoon. Next time you head to Fort Myers Beach, you'll need to bring a mask with you. Town Council has decided anyone out in public away from their homes will now be required to wear a mask. The new mandate does not apply to the beaches or any public parks. You will also not be required to wear a mask when you're seated outside at restaurants or inside churches. The Lee County School District has decided to cancel in-person graduation because of the rise in COVID-19 cases. District leaders say they're working on developing a drive-through ceremony at every high school where the class of 2020 can wear their cap and gown and pick up their diplomas. Those details are still being worked out. High school sports could delay their start for practices. The Florida High School Athletic Association Task Force voted to delay the start date. They voted to move it from July 27th to August 10th over coronavirus concerns. However, the move is not official. This is just a recommendation for now. The staff and board of directors for the association need to consider it first. A dead body was found along a Naples beach. A fisherman found the body on Wednesday along the waters off Gordon Drive. This is still an active investigation, and we have reached out to the Naples Police Department to find out if it was suspicious or not. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Collier County southbound on Livingston heading towards Golden Gate Parkway. Also a minor slowdown on Immokalee Road getting off of the interstate heading eastbound towards 951. In Estero, still seeing that slowdown on Estero Parkway east towards Ben Hill. Also congestion on Bass Road south towards Summerlin. That Trips with Minute Traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, hot and humid. A few isolated showers and storms are going to be possible, but overall pretty limited, and most are looking quiet. Temperature of 93, the heat index 103 to 108. Very similar into your Friday. Just a few pockets of rain, and thankfully for the 4th of July, widespread rain not expected, but we still will track a few pop-up showers and storms from time to time. More heat, more humidity, a lot of sunshine with temps in the 90s, with scattered showers and storms trying to make a comeback by Sunday, Monday, and all the way into next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends at Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning want to let you know, look, your safety and your family's safety is their top priority. In the light of the current health and safety concerns, Zero Res wants to let you know about some of the procedures and preventative measures for added protection. Practicing safe social distancing while in your home. You can even leave or stay in another room and they can communicate with you by phone. How cool is that? Cleaning and disinfecting all equipment with EPA-registered disinfectants between each job. The techs are wearing gloves and booties. They're supplementing the supply of products that are EPA approved to clean and disinfect hard surfaces, and as an added preventive measure and no additional fee, they're going to treat doorknobs with the EPA approved hospital grade disinfecting products. Look, the top priority is to create peace of mind by providing people with healthy, safe, clean home and work environments, and they're going to continue to do just that through this difficult time. Give them a call at 239-932-9376. That's 239-932-9376 or online at ZeroResSWFL.com. Spell it backwards or forwards, it still spells the same. ZEROREZ.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
See a 2017 Chevy Traverse with only 15,000 miles, a 2019 Cadillac XT5 with 19,000 miles, and a 2009 Dodge Caliber with only 4,000 miles. Over 300 vehicles. Visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Honey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home or stay cool this summer the right way with a $69 AC tune-up with no breakdown guarantee. Visit FloridaCoolToday.com for details. Carrier, turn to the experts.
If you needed heart surgery, who would you call? A doctor who's done it every day or a doctor who's done it once a year? The same is true about your erectile dysfunction. At the Fort Myers Men's Clinic, our Florida physicians focus on one thing: solving your ED. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, prostate cancer, these all contribute to your ED. And our physicians at the Fort Myers Men's Clinic know how to solve your problems. We have over 50 different custom formulations tailored just for you. You get to try the medication containing FDA-approved ingredients right in our office. Your total cost for the consultation, test dose, testosterone, and PSA test is only $99. If the test dose doesn't work, you pay us nothing. So you have absolutely nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Call now, 239-317-7777. That's 239-317-7777, and move from skeptic to believer. 317-7777, 317-7777, or online at FortMyersMen'sClinic.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Some people say bigger is better. When it comes to buying a home, a TV, or an ice cream sundae, wouldn't you rather go big? Insurance companies think that because they're bigger, they can pay injured people less than what they really deserve. But guess what? We're big too. As America's largest personal injury firm, we know that our size matters. If you're going up against a big insurance company, you need a big firm fighting for you. If we win big, you win big.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
It's already a #1 bestseller, and it's called Blitz. Trump will smash the left and win. By famed author David Horowitz, Blitz makes predictions about President Trump that will shock you. He also warns about radical groups like Antifa. Blitz is at bookstores, or get the free offer and save $28. Just call 800-NEWSMAX or go to blitz411.com. Blitz411.com. Mike Huckabee says if everyone read Blitz, Trump would win. Newsmax says it's the best book for 2020. Call 800-NEWSMAX for the free offer now.
If you shop online, you need to hear this. Truth is, there are deals out there you're probably not getting. That's why there's Honey. Honey is a free browser extension that scans the internet for discounts when you shop online, then applies the biggest savings to your cart automatically. It works on Amazon, Nike, Best Buy, Target, practically everywhere you shop. Exactly. Add Honey for free at joinhoney.com/audio. That's joinhoney.com/audio. denture.com/audio.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. As many of you know, I have a denture lab in my office, which allows me to make same-day dentures. That's right, dentures done the same day. If you go anywhere else, it will take 2 to 3 months to have a denture made, and you will be paying a lot more money. So if I can make you a same-day denture and save you money, why would you go anywhere else? Call for pricing and a consultation with me to review your options. 234-5284. Did you know half of our dentures we make are for our seasonal residents? Many of our seasonal residents drive 1.5, even up to 2 hours for a brand new natural looking denture. And so can you. You will return up north with your new smile, new look, and positive attitude. Do you want to stop using denture paste, powders, and strips that never seem to work? I can place implants and stabilize those loose dentures. You will be able to eat, smile, and even sing. What are you waiting for? Start living again. Call me. I want to help. 234-5284. That's 234-5284.
License number DN15639.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. There is the Tri-Town Construction talk and text line. You know, today is going to be a pretty busy day leading into a busy weekend as we're going to be hearing more through the holiday weekend about the president and even what's happening with polls and what's going on with the economy, what's happening with businesses and what we could expect, hiring and the like. I want to talk to my friend Dan Everhart. Dan Everhart knows a thing or two about businesses, someone who talks about this in a lot of different places. You've probably watched him on Fox Business, and he's CEO, author. As a matter of fact, he's got a few businesses around the country, Southwest Florida as well. Dan, good morning. How are you, my friend?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Dan, let me ask you a question. You know, the one thing that I think people have been wondering as we get into this today and jobs numbers and what we may or may not see, the president even on Fox Business yesterday talking about how his belief about the V-shaped recovery. You know, what are your thoughts on that? Are we going to see more of that? Are we going to or is there a concern now that because the media is pushing this narrative of an uptick in cases and how now we've got to kind of reverse things, that's going to have effect on that maybe V-shaped recovery?
Well, I still think we're headed for a V-shaped recovery, and I think people fundamentally want to get out there and, participate in the economy and be social and whatever. I think that there is a bit of concern that this might cause a pause, but I think that the economy is going to recover pretty strong in the second half of the year.
Yeah.
Despite the resurgence in cases.
Yeah, because we've seen it. We've seen the numbers. I mean, what do you expect coming up? Have you thought about specifically what we might be seeing in the next hours, days, weeks ahead specifically?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think we're going to see a continued amount of increase in economic activity, and I think that the jobs numbers are going to get a little bit better, and the number of people on unemployment are going to get a little bit lower as time goes on.
Yeah. Do you like the idea of continuing more stimulus, more money for individuals right now, or are you of the concern, as many are, that if we continue to make payments to individuals to not work, then it's going to be really hard to have a sharp V-shaped recovery if people are getting paid more to stay home?
I kind of think we've done both not enough and too much. I think we've done too much for some workers where the incentive structure is wrong for people to want to get back to work. I think we've got to make sure we've got a safety net and we've got unemployment, but the stimulus has got to be well designed. It's got to be well designed and better designed so that there's an incentive for people to want to go back to work. I think that's what's going to propel the economy forward. Paying people more than they could get to not work is not something that taxpayers should want, because it's just going to cost them money in the long run, and it's going to slow down our economic growth as a country.
Yeah, sure thing. I do look at some of the markets, and I see some of the places where we may or may not be seeing trends, areas. I am constantly looking at the oil markets. I'm always interested to see what's happening. I was just telling some folks here in the newsroom that driving into work today, and I see some of the the gas prices going up. To me, that is a good sign. I want to see prices moving up a little bit. It means people are using fuel. They're out there driving again. Is that indicative of what that market is doing right now? What is happening with oil?
No, I think it is. Normally you say, hey, look, if gasoline prices are lower, that's better for the consumer and better for the economy, right? But with this crisis, we've really broken through the bound of what's okay, and so it got so low that the industry is really suffering, and we've lost really a lot of jobs in the middle of the country, Texas, North Dakota, places like that. So I think that prices need to get a bit higher for that industry to stabilize and for all those jobs to be safe in the middle of the country. So, we don't want prices too high where people can't afford to drive, can't afford to invest in their businesses, but we want enough. There's got to be enough meat on the bone that the industry survives and we keep all those jobs in the middle of the country.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And one other thing that I think is critical in this election is if you think, and I'm talking to everybody who is listening, if you are thinking to yourself, look, a Biden election, I mean, how bad could it possibly be if we were to witness the worst case scenario, Joe Biden is president, and let's just say the Republicans hold the Senate, and let's say everything else stays, Congress stays the same, nothing changes there, but we have Joe Biden leading the way now. How bad could it possibly be with regulations and maybe some of the things that Democrats would put forward? Can you explain why that would be would be something that you should care?
To me, anything starting with Joe Biden leads the way is the worst case scenario.
Yeah, there is that.
Right, but look, I mean, first of all, he's talking about banning fracking. Well, that's going to push oil prices to $100 a barrel, which is going to make prices at the pump go up about 2.5 times. Mm-hmm. That's an applause line to use in a Democratic primary. That's not something that regular Americans want to see happen to their pocketbook. But in other issues, Joe Biden's had 40 years in government. If he had great ideas and he didn't get them done, what makes you think he's going to get them done now? But look, just this USMCA thing, Obama and Biden had 8 years to fix NAFTA. They didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Trump had 3 years. He did it in a bipartisan way. It went into effect yesterday. It's good for the energy industry. It's good for the automotive industry. It's good for the agricultural industry. And it provides better intellectual property protection for American companies in Mexico. And independent group, International Trade Commission, has estimated this USMCA is going to bring 176,000 new jobs into the U.S. in the next 2 years. Mm. That's just one example of something Obama and Biden could have done that they didn't, and Trump's got done. Trump brought tax cuts. Trump has had an assertive foreign policy. And he stood up for America and Americans. I think America first is the way to go, and I think we need 4 more years of that.
Yeah, and I do think that two things immediately come to mind. The first thing is that before the pandemic, nobody can deny that the president could run easily on how well the economy was doing. Before everything happened at the beginning of the year, it would have been easy for the president to lean on that because everybody recognized the successes that were happening because of the policies that were put in place with the economy. And so there's no doubt that could be happening again as long as he continues and as long as he is still there. And to your point, Democrats and a Joe Biden presidency is going to be something that will be disastrous for just about anything and everything that we could possibly see with the economy. And then, Dan,
it's laughable to say that Biden understands the economy or business more than Trump. I mean, that just doesn't hold water.
That's true. And especially when you have records. I mean, you have evidence, right? You have the president. I hate to break this to everybody that's listening that's on the left, but the president has a record on the economy. It's not like he's just showed up upon the scene yesterday. You could look at the record and see what he has accomplished, and you can also look at the record of Joe Biden to see what he has not. And then the second part of that, Dan, as well, is I love your slip of the tongue. You said, "Oh, Biden." I kind of like that. I might use your slip of the tongue. Actually, that's kind of fun. Oh, Biden, the oh Biden.
Yeah, no, it was a slip of the tongue, but it makes sense,
Yeah.
and it really shows, and it allows you to show the contrast between this is what Trump's done in 3 years, this is what they didn't do in 8 years. I think USMCA is just the start. There's a bunch of other things out there like that, and I think we need 4 more years of Trump, and I think the economy will do better that way.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Dan, listen, I've got to run. I appreciate a few minutes of your time. Dan Eberhard joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, we'll speak soon.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much, Dan. All right, all the best. There he goes. 239-479-5592. Streaming live if you want to watch on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio. You just go to Drew Steele Radio, type in 3 E's, and please subscribe to the channel while you're there as well. Aaron's in Naples. Aaron kind of wanted to weigh in on the stimulus and economy and talk a little bit about this before we go to break. I want to hear what Aaron has to say. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, Drew. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Well, I'm a single parent. I've got 2 kids that I pay child support on. One kid, I didn't know he even existed till he was 3 years old. So me and my girlfriend have tried fighting the court system on it. We both think it's unfair that I should have to pay back from the day he was born. However, when the stimulus package hit, the IRS never informed the 7-point-some million parents that are single parents that if you owe any child support, even $1, they can take the entire $1,200 from you. They hit it through an account. I thought it went through an old bank account, and I spent about 3.5 hours on the phone with a guy at the IRS for him to tell me that because I had an outstanding balance with the IRS, I didn't qualify for the money at all.
Okay. I don't know. Well, thanks for the call, Aaron. No, I don't know anything about that. I have no idea, but I'll get Jake on that and find out more and see what that is all about. You know, the one thing that I do want to say before we go to break is this. It's obvious that the president has a record, and it's obvious that the president, that you can look and see what he has been able to accomplish with jobs, with the economy, and the numbers are all there. And usually those numbers, when we talk about jobs, is followed by all-time highs in fill in the blank, right? A Biden presidency does not get us to those places. It just doesn't. And we have proof that it doesn't because Barack Obama and Joe Biden as vice president couldn't get us to the place and the levels that we have been able to get to before this pandemic hit. It's just a fact. And so for those that believe and are not thinking about it because they're very busy, and we all see why, or worrying about whether or not we're going to have to wear face masks on Fort Myers Beach and how that's going to work and in other places and whether face masks work and the like, and the uptick in cases and all of this that's going on with the pandemic. We do forget that in 120 days when we do have an election for the presidency of the United States, one person can get us to the place that we were before the beginning of the year and the pandemic hit, and one is just not. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
MLK is congested heading east and west to Ortiz Avenue. Also a slowdown in Fort Myers on Ortiz heading southbound towards Colonial. And commuters needing to use Winkler Avenue this morning. It is a little slow heading north towards Colonial Boulevard. So just give yourself a couple extra minutes. And if you're heading into the Cape, a very nice commute on both bridges. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, 93 degrees. Our heat index 103 to 108. Good amount of sunshine. Some clouds mix in. A few spotty showers and storms are possible, but overall pretty limited. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News. News and smart views.
Hey, it's Drew Steele here, and hurricane season, you know, it's upon us, and it's supposed to be a pretty active season for 2020. Get peace of mind from my friends at Generator Supercenter, the #1 Generac automatic standby generator dealer in the nation. You don't have to sweat the next outage. I've had my Generac for years. It is amazing. Get your free estimate on your Generac automatic standby generator today, in time for hurricane season, with expert installation and 24-hour monitoring. Generator Supercenter. Give them a shout at 204-3469. That's 204-3469 for Generator Supercenter.
Have you ever wanted to learn a new language like French, Spanish, or Russian, but thought it would be too difficult and time-consuming? Then go to Babbel.com and try it for free. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you will actually use. In 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel uses a modern conversation-based technique that makes language engaging, fun, and memorable. It starts by teaching you words and phrases. Then, sentences gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. Babbel is created by language experts who use the spaced repetition method to help you learn quickly and remember what you learned. With Babbel, you can speak a new language. Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Today's radicalized Democrat Party is attempting to dismantle, disarm, and discredit our frontline heroes. We must fight to stop them before it's too late. But to do that, we cannot send more weak leaders to Washington. It takes a bold, unapologetic conservative to stand up to the liberal mob and protect the institutions that make America great. We can't give in, and we can't give up. I'm Dr. William Figglestaller, and I approve this message because I'm the America First conservative you can trust.
Paid for by William Figglestaller, Republican, House District 19.
Sometimes you just know you need to look into something. You hear an ad like this one and you think, yeah, I should do that. Then you get busy and you don't do it. Don't let this one be one of those times. If the current headlines have you worried that the market might do something and your investments get impacted, you need to listen. You need to attend our virtual town hall meeting this Thursday featuring oil and gas industry veteran Jeff Johnson and learn how oil and water really do mix. And that by doing so, you can help balance your portfolio, protect yourself from wild market swings, provide income, and get an income tax offset to boot. Text H2O NOW, all one word, to 31996, and we'll send you the details. Alternatively, call us, the Charter Financial Group, at 888-663-1078, or visit our website at charterfingroup.com.
It's already a #1 bestseller, and it's called Blitz, Trump Will Smash the Left and Win. By famed author David Horowitz, Blitz makes predictions about President Trump that will shock you. He also warns about radical groups like Antifa. Blitz is at bookstores, or get the free offer and save $28. Just call 800-NEWSMAX or go to blitz411.com. Blitz411.com. Mike Huckabee says if everyone read Blitz, Trump would win. Newsmax says it's the best book for 2020. Call 800-NEWSMAX for the free offer now.
Guys, waking up over and over to pee is not okay. You can reduce those nighttime bathroom trips with the ingredients in Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced. You can try a full 30-day bottle free. Just pay shipping and handling. No strings attached, no obligations, and no commitments to buy. Call 1-800-424-6557. 1-800-424-6557. 1-800-424-6557.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
So I am pleased to inform everyone that Seattle has been liberated. The Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, otherwise known as Chaz, I think they switched their name to CHOP, but I'm told they went back to Chaz, was a failed 4-week Democrat experiment by the radical left. And the results are in.
And the results are in. Kayleigh McEnany at the White House press briefing yesterday, opening up with Seattle is liberated from Democrats. Well, it really isn't liberated from Democrats because the Democrats are still there. But Chaz, Chop, Chaz, Chop, Chop and Chaz, Chop is Chop. has been liberated, and she goes into all the reasons why and all the Democrats and the policies by Democrats that were put in place and the Democrat policies that have failed Democrats and have failed the people who voted for those Democrats. And I bring that up because that's going to be an important thing moving forward, to make sure that the narrative that is out there from the president and from Kayleigh McEnany and others is the failed Democrat policies, to continue to show that the Democrats want to not only defund the police, but eliminate them. AOC said, no, you don't defund them by $1 billion, New York. That's not getting rid of the police. They want to get rid of the police. That's the Democrat Party. That's what they want. You run on that, and you run all day long on that.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Tee off and swing into summer at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Come out and enjoy our excellent playing surfaces, beautiful natural surroundings, GPS golf carts, and low summer rates. Play 18 holes every day for just $35 before noon, $30 afternoon, and $25 after 2 p.m. all summer long. You can book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
Businesses are starting to bounce back. But what if you could do better than that? What if you could adapt, deliver, and succeed in new ways with new customers? At Comcast Business, we're committed to helping you not just bounce back, but bounce forward with one of our best offers ever. Get a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution for only $29.95 a month for 3 months with a 2-year agreement. It'll help you stay ahead with a network you can count on, stay connected with 24/7 support, and thrive with flexible solutions that work wherever you are. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online today to find out more. Plus, ask about other offers to get a prepaid card worth up to $500. Comcast Business. Offer ends 7/5/2020. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 100 megabits internet and one voice mobility line customers. Early termination fee applies. After 3 months, enrollment in EcoBill and auto pay required. Equipment installation taxes and fees extra, subject to change.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Sitting at home with back or neck pain, lying in a recliner suffering with leg pain or weakness, out of shape from sciatica, stenosis, or neuropathy? Get relief and get your life back. Non-surgical spinal decompression. This is Dr. Johnson, DC at 596 Back. Spinal decompression is an ingenious, innovative treatment that has shattered doctors' traditional ways of treating back or neck problems. Doctors have been left scratching their heads. Finally, avoid needles, epidurals, and drugs. This treatment is also super comfortable. Patients of any age can be treated and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. It uses a relaxing, computerized table to gently remove pressure on spinal nerves and discs, relieving pain, numbness, or weakness. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation to find out how spinal decompression can help you. Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-2225. That's 596-2225.
It's Rockstar Harley's pre-owned red tag sale this week. Hundreds of Harleys under the big tent tag with liquidation pricing. Save $2,000, $4,000, even $6,000 at Rockstar Harley's pre-owned red tag sale. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Rockstar Harley's accepting 100% of all credit applications. Repo's trucked in, and the boss says 50 used bikes must go this week. All right, off your butts. It's me, those guys. You don't need perfect credit, don't need a cash down payment. Rockstar Harley-Davidson is the #1 volume Harley-Davidson dealer group in the world. Pre-owned red tag sale ends this Sunday.
This Wink News update is presented by Stadium Dry Cleaners. Online at stadiumdrycleaners.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, Vice President Mike Pence will meet with Governor Ron DeSantis in Tampa. The men will discuss our state's response to COVID-19. The two are meeting at the Center for Advanced Medical Learning at the University of South Florida. Also today, Cape Coral City leaders will discuss whether to mandate masks. Council is holding a special meeting at 2:30 this afternoon. Next time you head to Fort Myers Beach, you'll need to bring a mask with you. Town Council has decided anyone out in public away from their homes will now be required to wear a mask. The new mandate does not apply to the beaches or any public parks. You also not be required to wear a mask when you're seated outside at restaurants or inside churches. The Lee County School District has decided to cancel in-person graduation because of the rise in COVID-19 cases. District leaders say they're working on developing a drive-through ceremony at every high school where the class of 2020 can wear their cap and gown and pick up their diplomas. Those details are still being worked out. High school sports could delay their start for practices. The Florida High School Athletic Association Task Force voted to delay the start date. They voted to move it from July 27th to August 10th over coronavirus concerns. However, the move is not official. This is just a recommendation for now. The staff and board of directors for the association need to consider it first. A dead body was found along a Naples beach. A fisherman found the body on Wednesday along the waters off Gordon Drive. This is still an active investigation, and we have reached out to the Naples Police Department to find out if it was suspicious or not. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
MLK is congested heading east and west to Ortiz Avenue. Also a slowdown in Fort Myers on Ortiz heading southbound towards Colonial. And commuters needing to use Winkler Avenue this morning. It is a little slow heading north towards Colonial Boulevard. So just give yourself a couple extra minutes. And if you're heading into the Cape, a very nice commute on both bridges. The Trip to the Minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, hot and humid. A few isolated showers and storms are going to be possible, but overall pretty limited, and most are looking quiet. Temperature of 93, the heat index 103 to 108. Very similar into your Friday. Just a few pockets of rain, and thankfully for the 4th of July, widespread rain not expected, but we still will track a few pop-up showers and storms from time to time. More heat, more humidity, a lot of sunshine with temps in the 90s, with scattered showers and storms trying to make a comeback by Sunday, Monday, and all the way into next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I want to talk about Stadium Dry Cleaners. My good friends, they are great people there. I've been going to Stadium Dry Cleaners, I'm telling you, for as long as I can remember. And you may know Larry Rose. Now, Larry is an experienced SEC and NFL referee. Well, I know Larry has a fantastic dry cleaner and a great businessman. Look, you're going to love Stadium Dry Cleaners. They have discounts for our first responders and seniors. They have multiple locations near Publix at Daniels Crossing in Fort Myers, the Gateway Trade Center in Fort Myers, and the Elegant Image Dry Cleaners next to Walgreens on Del Prado in Cape Coral. They are Lee County's leading dry cleaner since 1988. With 30 years of experience in Lee County, I'm telling you, I trust my family's dry cleaning to Larry and the team at Stadium Dry Cleaners. So will you visit them? Visit stadiumdrycleaners.com and look for their monthly specials for great savings.
I'm Casey Askar. More immigrants come to America than any other nation on earth. But with a deadly virus spreading across the globe and millions of Americans unemployed, our borders have to be secure. That's why President Trump's order suspending immigration is essential. This pandemic proves just how important borders are. I'm Casey Askar, and I approve this message. I'll help the president finish the wall and control the border once and for all.
Paid for by Casey Asker for Congress.
Gotta go to Great news, Southwest Florida. Below invoice employee pricing is back at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Loaded, luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited lease, $289 per month. That's right, Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, $289 per month. 7-passenger Dodge Journey SUV, just $19,990. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months or interest-free for 6 years and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Below invoice employee pricing at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. Gotta go to Galliana. 42-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $19.99 due at signing plus tax, tag title, dealer and acquisition fee, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0 APR with 0 down with lender approval, offers no combined.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. My name is Drew Steele. His name is Jake. Jake the Millennial. There he is. bobbing his head to the bumper music that he loves so much. And anytime you want to watch any of all of this, anytime you want to watch any of all of this, Jake, did that make any sense? Hey, if you want to watch, just streaming live on YouTube, Drew Steele Radio, please subscribe to the channel. When you go to YouTube, subscribe. It helps us out, helps to keep us going. If you like watching, if you plan on doing it in the future, we would enjoy that. All right, the top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35, will be coming up later on. Also, in just about, 15 more minutes or so, we'll have Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We will see if you're in a PhD. That's coming up, and looking forward to that as well. I heard something very disturbing this morning, and I was listening to the audio, and I was saddened to hear this. Now, Jake, I want you to follow along with me on this and see what you think, because I'm going to need your expert millennial opinion. Okay?
10-4.
All right. Let's see. I heard this Harvard graduate. Her name is Clara Janover. And I listened to this audio this morning, and I was like, wow, what happened? She lost her job, her dream job. And she went on to TikTok, the famous TikTok, the Chinese-controlled TikTok. How China owns TikTok, how many people are using TikTok, and the kids love it. The millennials love it. Jake loves it. Loves watching TikTok videos, right? You sit home, you probably have nephews or cousins that are sitting home and just watch TikTok videos all day, right?
I sure do.
You sure do. I bet you China loves that because, every time you log in and you make an account, and it's known now that they get all this information from you. And boy, there's some dastardly things you could do with IP addresses and cell phones and numbers. And anyway, I don't know if you heard this, Jake, but Miss Clara Janover losing her job, and man, is she upset. I mean, listen to this.
I know this is what Trump supporters wanted, because standing up for Black Lives Matter put me in a place online to be seen by millions of people.
Okay, so she knows that Trump supporters wanted this. Her to lose. Why would we want her to lose her job? Because she supports Black Lives Matter?
The job that I had worked really hard to get. It meant a lot to me.
It meant a lot to her. This millennial, she worked hard to get this job, and what did we do?
Just called me and fired me because of everything. I don't know if everyone's seen, but it's been circulating a lot. My Black Lives Matter TikToks were picked up by conservatives and spread and shared, and people were demanding that I be fired, which I just got.
So she got fired from her job for a TikTok video that, I guess, supposedly conservatives spread, and that somehow Trump supporters are cheering this. I would never cheer someone losing a job. I mean, what did she do? What was so bad? Well, this is what she did.
Next person who has the sheer nerve, the sheer entitled caucasity to say all lives matter, I'm gonna stab you. I'm gonna stab you.
Oh, that's what she did. So she went on to TikTok and said, if anybody says anything like all lives matter, then she's going to stab them. Oh, and I see what happens. This millennial is Harvard grad. Harvard grad should be a giveaway right there. This Harvard grad doesn't like that you hear the words Black Lives Matter and say to yourself, Black Lives Matter as a sentiment, as what? Well, of course, Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. Lives, they matter. All of them. Even the unborn. All lives matter. But there are people that disagree with Black Lives Matter, a movement that is being helped and funded by some who would like to see the destruction of the country. Black Lives Matter, the organization that claims to be trained Marxists that are running it, not my words, their words, and some of the things that they are describing, tearing down the system and destroying the system. And what system would that be? That would be our American system, the constitutional republic that we enjoy. That's what we're talking about here, right? But she, this Harvard graduate, lost her job. But we come to find out it's because she made a stabbing threat on TikTok. And right out of the gate, when she found out she lost her job, she said,
I know this is what Trump supporters wanted, because standing up for Black Lives Matter put me in a place online to be seen by millions of people.
Okay, you did that. You put yourself out there on TikTok online. You made it. You put it out there for people to see. We didn't do that. We didn't tell you to tell people that if you said all lives matter, you were going to stab them and make that kind of threat. You did that. We didn't do that. And as Trump supporters, we don't look at this and cheer. We don't think that this is a good thing. What we do think would be a good thing is if you were not a Harvard graduate, because clearly somebody's gotten to your head, number one. Number two, that you wouldn't even take that step to even suggest that stabbing someone is an option if they say something that you don't like. We don't agree with that whatsoever. Nobody should be cheering this. At the same time, nobody should be cheering somebody going onto TikTok and saying that stabbing someone is okay in response to them using the words all lives matter. What I'm saying is now that there are news organizations, outlets that are looking at her right now, this Harvard graduate, as the victim. It's a victim of the bad, evil Trump supporters and the conservatives who wanted this to happen, not putting it all into context. And sometimes you have to. And there's two things I wanted to mention about this. One of them is an audio clip that I'm going to play. It's a little long, but I think it's important that you hear it. The first part is this. This Harvard graduate, this millennial, this 20-something-year-old got all of this into her brain somehow. Somebody put it there. And many of us would probably believe, and there is evidence to show, and there have been polls and research that have been done even recently to show that kids in middle school and elementary school, even into high school, have a love for this country. When they see the American flag, when they say the Star-Spangled Banner, when they think of America, they are proud. They think of America positively. Those numbers flip drastically once those kids get into college. Do not tell us that our kids are not being indoctrinated. They are. Do not tell us that history is being revised, it's being changed, that the schools in this country, some at an elementary, middle, and high school level, in a town near you, and colleges across this country are indoctrinating our kids to believe that this country is evil, it's hateful, it's wrong, it's racist, it's every ist and obia that you can possibly imagine, and it would be better if it were to go away. And if we are to teach you about it, then you need to know the truth. You know, not the truth, but our truth. And we'll tell you what that is. It's happening. But the second part is the more important part. And it's this. You have control. This is not something that is out of your control that you cannot do anything about. You have power to make all of this stop in a lot of different ways. One would be don't send your kids to these colleges, these Ivy League schools and places where they're going to indoctrinate your kids. Don't spend your money there. There are probably a lot of other places you could spend the money. There are a lot of trades that are fantastic ways to earn a living, and that might be the best route for your child. But to not give them money and pay into this indoctrination, that is a bad thing. I can't tell you how many times I have looked at social media and read stories about my child has come back different. Something's not right. And then the second part is this. It's long. It's about 3 minutes long. But I want you to listen to this through the lens of today. And this is Ronald Reagan, January 11th, 1989. And I want you to listen to this, understanding how it ends and how important it is to look back and understand history, not to erase it, but to look at moments, speeches like this. A speech like this for 3 minutes that some in this country would like to see erased, gone, removed from any way. To hear it, to know it, to understand it. This is Ronald Reagan, 1989. And I know it's a little long, 3 minutes, but I want you to listen to this.
This national feeling is good, but it won't count for much, and it won't last unless it's grounded in thoughtfulness and knowledge. An informed patriotism is what we want. And are we doing a good enough job teaching our children what America is and what she represents in the long history of the world? Those of us who are over 35 or so years of age grew up in a different America. We were taught very directly what it means to be an American. And we absorbed almost in the air a love of country and an appreciation of its institutions. If you didn't get these things from your family, you got them from the neighborhood, from the father down the street who fought in Korea, or the family who lost someone at Anzio. Or you could get a sense of patriotism from school. And if all else failed, you could get a sense of patriotism from the popular culture. The movies celebrated democratic values and implicitly reinforced the idea that America was special. TV was like that too, through the mid-60s. But now we're about to enter the 90s, and some things have changed. Younger parents aren't sure that an unambivalent appreciation of America is the right thing to teach modern children. And as for those who create the popular culture, well-grounded patriotism is no longer the style. Our spirit is back, but we haven't re-institutionalized it. We've got to do a better job of getting across that America is freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of enterprise, and freedom is special and rare. It's fragile. It needs production. So we've got to teach history based not on what's in fashion, but what's important. Why the Pilgrims came here, who Jimmy Doolittle was, and what those 30 seconds over Tokyo meant. You know, 4 years ago, on the 40th anniversary of D-Day, I read a letter from a young woman writing to her late father, who had fought on Omaha Beach. Her name was Lisa Zanetta Henn, and she said, "We will always remember. We will never forget what the boys of Normandy did." Well, let's help her keep her word. If we forget what we did, we won't know who we are. I'm warning of an eradication of the American memory that could result ultimately in an erosion of the American spirit. Let's start with some basics. More attention to American history and a greater emphasis on civic ritual. And let me offer lesson number one about America. All great change in America begins at the dinner table. So tonight in the kitchen, I hope the talking begins. And children, if your parents haven't been teaching you what it means to be an American, let them know and nail them on it. That would be a very American thing to do.
Ah, that last part is huge. Don't say you have no say in this. You have every say in it. And it begins at the dinner table. And man, so many parts of that you can listen to right now and think how prophetic it was in those words and where we are today. But don't say you have no say. You have every say. And if you're waiting for some politician to come along and come flying through here and go, here I come to say, with the cape, not going to happen. But it will happen with you. And that last part is so important as you make your way into the 4th of July weekend, to take the opportunity to sit at the dinner table, to talk about what this weekend means. Maybe listen to some words from Ronald Reagan, maybe watch a documentary, but to talk about it, and to bring it up with your kids. It's powerful stuff. All right, it is time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. We'll take caller number 3 right now at 239-479-5592. Caller number 3 right now. Drew's College up next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Congestion building in Cape Coral on Nelson heading north of Diplomat Parkway. Also a westbound slowdown on Trafalgar heading towards Skyland. But we are up to speed on Veterans if you want to navigate around that. Delays continue just a touch on Country Club as well heading south to Veterans Parkway. Fully up to speed on Del Prado. The trip to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, 93 degrees. Our heat index 103 to 108. Good amount of sunshine. Some clouds mix in. Few spotty showers and storms are possible, but overall pretty limited. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Hey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home or stay cool this summer the right way with a $69 AC tune-up with no breakdown guarantee. Visit FloridaCoolToday.com for details. Carrier turn to the experts.
Things are heating up in Southwest Florida and summer is right around the corner. Cool off with the one and only Big Ken's Key Lime Pie served only at Spanky's. To everyone else, he's Big Ken, but to me, he's Dad. Hi, this is Emily Monty, owner of Spanky's, here with Big Ken to tell you why you need to visit Spanky's.
That's right, hon. Some of my favorite things at Spanky's are the prime rib, baby back ribs, and the fresh seafood. And the atmosphere of being among vintage memorabilia, gas pumps, and antiques takes me back to a much simpler time.
Thanks, Dad. My husband Ted and I take great pride in the quality, variety, and value our customers have come to expect. Everyone enjoys Spanky's Speakeasy Lounge or outdoor waterfront patio dining. Spanky's is a true family restaurant, serving lunch and dinner daily, but closed Sundays for worship and rest. We're located on Airport Pulling Road, just south of Golden Gate Parkway in Naples. Dad, we're gonna need a lot more of your key lime pies.
Okay, I'm on it.
Are you thinking about building a seawall or boat dock? I'm Jimmy Williamson, co-owner of Williamson Brothers Marine Construction. My brother Joe and I, as well as our children, represent the 4th generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. As you know, Hurricane Irma damaged many seawalls in our area, so we often hear the same questions. What makes your seawalls better than the competition? And what kind of warranty does Williamson Brothers offer on their seawalls? The answer? We built a hurricane-proof seawall that comes with the assurance of a lifetime structural warranty. We recognize that the seawalls of the past failed during Irma, so we made some changes in our design, added more concrete and more steel. For a free seawall or boat dock quote, call us at 283-2013 or online at wbdocks.com. Many contractors say they are the best, but only one stands behind their work with a lifetime warranty, Williamson Brothers. Call us at 283-2013 or online at wbdocs.com. That's wbdocs.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, now we got Dick in Naples. Hello there, sir.
Howdy.
Howdy. Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question starts right now. Sir, do you remember George W. Bush ran for president of the United States in the year 2000? Who did he run against?
George W.
I know it was Al. Yeah, he ran against who?
Al Gore.
Oh, Al Gore. Okay, yeah. I thought you were just kidding. Kind of gave that one to you. All right, associate's degree. Let's see if you get a bachelor's on this one. 2 parts of the United States Congress are?
The House and the Senate.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Who was governor before Ron DeSantis?
Nice bald head.
Nice bald head. That's all we need. You got it. That's correct. Nice bald head. That's exactly right. All right, you got a master's. Let's see if you get a PhD on this question. In 1994, Bill Clinton, first chief executive in history to do what? Ask for a pardon, ride in the Pope Mobile, or set up a personal legal defense fund and ask Americans to contribute?
Personal legal defense.
That is correct, sir. Look at you. Hey, Dick, you're the smartest. You're the smartest man there on your phone. Congratulations.
Enjoy your show.
Well, I enjoy the bald head answer. So congratulations to you. Stay right there, okay, sir?
I will.
You were certainly right all along. There's no doubt. All right. Look at this. Look who just walked into the studio. If you're watching on the YouTubes, as the kids say, there he is, Johnny C. For those that don't know. You gonna say anything, or you just?
Oh, well, I thought you normally do
Who
the
are
whole
you?
thing. I'm your boss, Drew.
Okay, he'll be back. We'll be back.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Home is truly where the heart is. CFS Roofing Services understands that. When I saw what CFS did for my neighbor's roof, I called them. Everyone was professional, and owner David Crowther has nearly 4 decades of experience. It's obvious they care.
CFS Roofing Services, where your home matters most. Visit cfsroofing.com or call 239-561-2600. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
Businesses are starting to bounce back. But what if you could do better than that? What if you could adapt, deliver, and succeed in new ways with new customers? At Comcast Business, we're committed to helping you not just bounce back, but bounce forward with one of our best offers ever. Get a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution for only $29.95 a month for 3 months with a 2-year agreement. It'll help you stay ahead with a network you can count on, stay connected with 24/7 support, and thrive with flexible solutions that work wherever you are. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online today to find out more. Plus, ask about other offers to get a prepaid card worth up to $500. Comcast Business. Offer ends 7/5/2020. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 100 megabits internet and one voice mobility line customers. Early termination fee applies. After 3 months, enrollment in EcoBill and auto pay required. Equipment installation taxes and fees extra, subject to change.
Today's radicalized Democrat Party is attempting to dismantle, disarm, and discredit our frontline heroes. We must fight to stop them before it's too late. But to do that, we cannot send more weak leaders to Washington. It takes a bold, unapologetic conservative to stand up to the liberal mob and protect the institutions that make America great. We can't give in, and we can't give up. I'm Dr. William Figglestaller, and I approve this message because I'm the America First conservative you can trust.
Paid for by William Figglestaller, Republican, House District 19.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by CFS Roofing. Online at cfsroofing.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, Vice President Mike Pence will meet with Governor Ron DeSantis in Tampa. The men will discuss our state's response to COVID-19. The two are meeting at the Center for Advanced Medical Learning at the University of South Florida. Also today, Cape Coral City leaders will discuss whether to mandate masks. Council is holding a special meeting at 2:30 this afternoon. Next time you head to Fort Myers Beach, you'll need to bring a mask with you. Town Council has decided anyone out in public away from their homes will now be required to wear a mask. The new mandate does not apply to the beaches or any public parks. You also not be required to wear a mask when you're seated outside at restaurants or inside churches. The Lee County School District has decided to cancel in-person graduation because of the rise in COVID-19 cases. District leaders say they're working on developing a drive-through ceremony at every high school where the class of 2020 can wear their cap and gown and pick up their diplomas. Those details are still being worked out. High school sports could delay their start for practices. The Florida High School Athletic Association Task Force voted to delay the start date. They voted to move it from July 27th to August 10th over coronavirus concerns. However, However, the move is not official. This is just a recommendation for now. The staff and board of directors for the association need to consider it first. A dead body was found along a Naples beach. A fisherman found the body on Wednesday along the waters off Gordon Drive. This is still an active investigation, and we have reached out to the Naples Police Department to find out if it was suspicious or not. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Congestion building in Cape Coral on Nelson heading north of Diplomat Parkway. Also a westbound slowdown on Trafalgar heading towards Skyline, but we are up to speed on Veterans if you want to navigate around that. Delays continue just a touch on Country Club as well, heading south to Veterans Parkway. Fully up to speed on Del Prado. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, hot and humid. A few isolated showers and storms are going to be possible, but overall pretty limited, and most are looking quiet. Temperature of 93, the heat index 103 to 108. Very similar into your Friday. Just a few pockets of rain, and thankfully for the 4th of July, widespread rain not expected, but we still will track a few pop-up showers and storms from time to time. More heat, more humidity, a lot of sunshine with temps in the 90s, with scattered showers and storms trying to make a comeback by Sunday, Monday, and all the way into next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News.
We are going to make America great again.
Right, all along.
If you're far from water, you might think a flood can't happen to you. But the truth is, there are hidden risks that can leave your property vulnerable, like runoff from new development, changing weather patterns, and even wildfires. But if you have flood insurance, you have peace of mind, knowing that you can recover faster. Protect the life you've built. Visit floodsmart.gov/storm to learn more. Brought to you by FEMA and its National Flood Insurance Program.
People often ask me, how did you grow my shower door so big and so fast? But the answer is, we didn't. What we did is we took our family business, we hired great talent, trained our staff, and developed our product. Now, after 17 years, my shower door has 8 frameless shower door showrooms, with our newest in Cape Coral. If you're looking for a frameless shower door company that you can trust and research, and you want to see more, go to myshowerdor.com.
I'm John Morgan. After my brother Tim suffered a terrible accident, the lawyer we hired to help us ended up hurting us more. We didn't know any better, and boy did I learn quickly that all law firms are not the same. The lawyer you choose makes all the difference. That's why over the last 30 years, I set out to build a different kind of law firm, now America's largest injury law firm, where every client is treated like I would want to be treated all those years ago. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. Dial pound law on your cell.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
Attend our virtual town hall meeting this Thursday featuring industry veteran Jeff Johnson and learn how water can be a key piece of security for your retirement. Learn why water is the new oil and how investing in water can significantly reduce your income taxes, provide monthly distributions, and provide a significant upside with a 3 to 5 year exit strategy. Text H2O NOW, all one word, no spaces, to 31996. Alternatively, call us, the Charter Financial Group, at 888-663-1078 or visit our website at charterfingroup.com.
Attention Florida plumbers, I need you to do me a favor. I want you to take a look down at your uniform shirt. Is the name Best Home Services embroidered on the front? If not, I have some very bad news. You're working at the wrong company. Join a team where you can create your own opportunities. Join Best Home Services. If you take pride in providing outstanding customer service, Best Home Services is where you want to be. Of course, we offer top wages, top benefits, top perks, but it's the other stuff that makes us different. You and your family deserve more. Join the team at Best Home Services and enjoy living up to the name. Best Home Services, now hiring plumbers.
It's already a #1 bestseller, and it's called Blitz, Trump Will Smash the Left and Win. By famed author David Horowitz, Blitz makes predictions about President Trump that will shock you. He also radical groups like Antifa. Blitz is at bookstores, or get the free offer and save $28. Just call 800-NEWSMAX or go to blitz411.com. Blitz411.com. Huckabee says if everyone read Blitz, Trump would win. Newsmax says it's the best book for 2020. Call 800-NEWSMAX for the free offer now.
If you shop online, you need to hear this. Truth is, there are deals out there you're probably not getting. That's why there's Honey. Honey is a free browser extension that scans the internet for discounts when you shop online, then applies the biggest savings to your cart automatically. It works on Amazon, Nike, Best Buy, Target, practically everywhere you shop. Exactly. Add Honey for free at joinhoney.com/audio. That's joinhoney.com/audio.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. Hi. Good to see you. 239-479-5592, the phone number and the text line. And oh boy, are you in for a treat. There he is, everybody. If you're streaming live on YouTube, you can see his face. It is the lovely and talented John Cassio who's in studio with us. Always opinionated, always fun. Well, the opinionated part is definitely true.
Good morning, Drew.
Not often smiling, but we're working on it.
I've been told that a lot.
Yeah, that's because you don't.
Am I an angry person? I hate everybody equally.
Let's ask Jake. Jake, is John Cassio? And for those that don't know what John Cassio does here,
I'm your boss, Drew.
Is he usually? Is he always cranky? Usually cranky? What is he?
Only towards you.
See, it feels that way.
I like Jake a lot.
That's what I'm. Well, you reciprocate this between the two of you. That's what you do. You are nice to Jake. For some reason, when it comes to moi, little French, it's a little different. What is it? You're always usually cranky when you're around me. Do I bring out the crank?
Yes, you're a crankster.
I don't have no idea what that means. Although Jake liked it, so that's all we need to know.
Right.
Okay. Speaking of cranky, are you cranky about what's happening on our local beaches here in Collier, Lee, Fort Myers Beach? What do you think about? Well, first of all, you do have some thoughts on Collier and beaches constantly all the time.
I absolutely hate it. I get Miami-Dade has shut theirs down, or Dade-Broward, and then those people come over here, and it's a whole thing.
Right.
I just feel like there's a better way than to punish us all, because the beaches on the East Coast are shut down.
Okay, so what we could have done is, for example, you'd have to have a Collier parking pass, and somebody's there when they walk onto the beach checking IDs.
That's it.
And and I can't imagine people would try to sneak in onto the beach. I mean, it wouldn't be.
Well, they would,
but there wouldn't be that many. I mean,
no, I mean. If
you announce it ahead of time.
Sanibel. Like Sanibel beaches are open,
yeah,
but the parking lots are closed.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a better way. So my 4th of July weekend is ruined. Ruined.
Do you see what I'm saying? He constantly.
Because
you see, Jake, he comes in here and he's never.
South Beach is closed.
He's always miserable. He's not happy around you. It's such a lie. Go ahead.
It just doesn't make any. And then Fort Myers Beach. Oh, we're open. Fort Myers Beach. You better wear a mask.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to get sunburnt and then have this white part around my face because I'm wearing a mask in 103-degree weather.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a cloud outside for a week and a half.
Yeah.
It's a beach. Again, I've said it from Jump Street.
Yep.
No one goes to the beach and goes, you know what? You see those bunch of people over there? Let's get as close as we can to those people.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they want to do. You want to be snuggling up to people on the beach. It's just a known...
Come on.
And then we have fines, so I wonder how the fines are going to work. I'm sure... Will there be anybody calling out somebody?
Oh, I guarantee they'd call.
You think they would? No, they wouldn't.
I got called out at the grocery store the other day.
Jake, we didn't tell you this off the air, but I was going to have Cassio tell you this story... And I was debating whether or not we should air it, and I'm still debating whether or not we should air it, because you can imagine Cranky Cassio, Cranky John, may have bowed up to an 85-year-old woman in the...
I didn't bow up. I was very nice.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes, man.
Do you see what I'm saying? John Cassio said he was very nice. Okay.
I was very nice.
Do you want to tell the story, or what
I don't have a problem telling the story. If you don't want me to, then I won't. Or if we want to debate off air.
Yeah.
I'm completely ready to dump it out if I need to.
All right. So, oh gosh. Well, let's not.
Okay,
Let's just do. Let's stick with the topics. Okay.
All right.
I wonder whether or not, when it comes to Fort Myers Beach, I wonder whether or not we may learn something from their mandatory masks, the talk that people have said to me and that I would ask you, 239-479-5592, anytime you want to comment, even though John Castillo is here, you certainly can comment as well. If masks are so awesome and they do stop the spread of the virus, then why don't we on a federal level, state, local, let's just do it. Let's make masks mandatory across the board the minute you walk out of your house, no matter if somebody is around you or not. Put your mask on and let's open up the country. Everything. Open it up. Restaurants, churches, movie theaters, the whole lot of it. Everything is open. Nothing closes. Nothing is essential, non-essential. Everything opens up. Mandatory masks. The country's open. Period. What do you say about that? He doesn't want to even comment on that. It just goes to the questions about masks. And I think we're going to try for this, right? You're helping me out next week. Hopefully we will have the mask debate.
Yes.
We'll get to the bottom of it. We'll have a doctor who is pro-mask and is saying you got to do it and this is the reasons why. And then we'll have somebody on that has evidence, peer-reviewed evidence that masks don't work. I'm just putting that all out there. I'm not making this decision for you. I want you to make your own decision. If you're somebody who is concerned about the virus, by all means, you should be taking every precaution. Everybody should. There are logical things that we all should be doing. Nobody's denying that. But,
I do want to throw out there real quick.
And some of this is tongue-in-cheek. You do realize that. Go ahead.
That supermarkets now deliver. Mm-hmm. So if you really have that big of an issue going to the supermarket, you really can get online. This computer thing has really skyrocketed since this whole coronavirus.
The computer thing is taken off, I'm telling you.
Everyone delivers. You never have to leave anywhere.
Why is Jake looking? Jake, is that...
I've been ordering all my food off of line, and they deliver it at my house.
That's your problem. You should order your food online. Because if you order it offline, it's never going to show up to your house.
Right.
About that.
Okay, I just want to double check on that. All right, good.
So you're able to just go on your favorite supermarket,
but here
and have it come to your house.
And look, I'm playing devil's advocate here, and this is, as much as we may think that this is kind of half joking around and everything, there is a sprinkle of common sense, logic, and actual show here. We're getting to something. My devil's advocate would say, no, you don't understand. You're the problem if you're going out and you're not wearing a mask, or if you're going out and you're wearing a mask and we make everything and we open everything up, there's still going to be the virus. You're not taking care of me and my needs. You're not looking out for me and what I want.
You want my real rebuttal to that or not? Because you know what my real rebuttal is going to be? It's not my problem. Your health is not my problem. I got enough to deal with. I got kids. I got a wife.
But
of which nag me.
But don't you care? Don't you care about your kids and your wife?
I do.
Do you want to bring a virus home?
I protect them. I don't need to protect you. That's on you. I'm expecting you to protect you. I got enough to do. I got enough on my plate.
Okay.
I don't need the whole human race on my plate.
All right. The whole human race is on John Cassio's plate. Maybe you have some thoughts on this hysterical moment. 239-479-5592. Oh, by the way, speaking of hysterical moments, do you want to chime in on this? Do you want to chime in on when you first heard this?
Next person who has the sheer nerve, the sheer entitled caucasity to say all lives matter, I'm gonna stab you. I'm gonna stab you.
That is a Harvard grad who said if she hears it one more time, she's going to stab somebody for saying all lives matter. And the caucasity, get it? Play on words there. And she got fired.
She went to Harvard.
She got fired from her job. Any thoughts on that?
I'm glad. I heard you coming in, and I disagree with you a little bit, if I could, here on this.
And when I said about this, that my concern was that I don't want her to do that to begin with. I hate that she has to lose her job because of something that she shouldn't have done to begin with, that somebody told her that was a cool thing to do on TikTok and there would be no ramification, no consequence to it, when of course there's consequences to your actions. I would just rather us teach our kids about the consequences and not leave it up to schools, high schools, and colleges to dictate to our kids. But that's my point.
And I totally agree with you.
But what you're saying is, tell everybody what you said on the break.
But that's what it is with kids, and they are taught. Say whatever you want. Speak your mind. There's no ramifications. It's the First Amendment. You could do whatever. No, you can do whatever, but there are ramifications.
Yeah, but which is funny because if you go to Harvard and they tell you it's your First Amendment right to go ahead onto TikTok and say that, that is funny coming from a university and from individuals who want to destroy our constitutional republic, which would mean, get rid of the Constitution, which of course was written and drafted by slave owners. And so right there in and of itself, it is a useless document that we have to get rid of. What do you think is coming? You think on the other side of that there's going to be free speech? No, because what you're asking for in your anarchy is for a government to tell you to do things and not to do things. That is not the freedoms that you think that you have or you're looking for. That is quite the opposite. So what you're doing is, and all of this is taking away from these freedoms, and you don't even realize it.
Well, and then you're putting it on social media, and no one puts things on social media and says, "Man, I hope nobody sees this."
He's got a point.
I hope I don't get 1 million views on this.
How many times do you do that, Jake? Do you ever go onto social media and post some of your
throw a little something on IG there, Jake, and be like, "Man, I just don't want anyone to look at this."
I hope that not a single person sees this.
I've never one time ever done that.
Yeah, not one.
That's kind of what that's the whole reason of social media. So people.
Hey, wait, hold on a second.
I'll tell you this, Clara.
Wait, hold on.
Come at me.
All right,
come at me, Clara.
No, wait. Here's Smoking Joe. Hey, Smoking Joe.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How y'all doing? This is Smoking Joe. I am the founder of Save Immokalee. I do not want to comment on much of my end of this, but the mask thing, I have a real problem. I was just in New Orleans this weekend. You cannot go in any establishment until you place on a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just the prior weekend, I went and checked out things around Fort Myers. You can walk into any adult entertainment as long as they check your temperature and you sign a paper and not have to wear a mask. You can go into one on Fort Myers Beach and not get your temperature checked. You can get lap dance, full on, and pretty a lot more. But there's no problems here. There's no problems in the protesting. They're getting up against each other. And then you turn on the corona hotspots of Immokalee. I'm going to tell you, folks, that's a crock of crap. Now, what's happened, we started testing again out here, and most of the people that live in Immokalee have already left Immokalee. They're working up north. The hotspot is being elevated. There's a lot of doctors pushing this. Your folks are being led by fear. Now, my only thing is I've asked people, these agriculture people and the people that know the truth, get off of this crap with the BLM and all this other stuff. Get out, do your jobs, because I've worked there's been controversy saying people's got sick and stuff in our companies and stuff. It's absolute false. I have worked. I have COPD. I have 3 heart attacks. I'm 52-year-old. I've got 2 young daughters. I'm not wore the first mask. I work every day hand to hand with these men in the fields. The people that were working and not doing this didn't get sick. Now, I went somewhere to a local establishment, a doctor's office the other day, and he wanted to take me. I couldn't go in without a mask, but he touched everything in the world with his gloves, and his white gloves were yellow. And I said, "You're not touching my stuff."
Smoking Joe, Smoking Joe. Hold on, Smoking Joe. You said all this without taking a breath. How do you do it? How do you do it, Smoking Joe?
I'm mad. I'm mad.
I know. I want you to.
Old man in the middle of a farm where we didn't have a racist problem, and you got some little idiot over here, Marco, that's rich, a 30-year-old junkie. This is fact. Who stirred up Black Lives Matter.
All right. We gotta run. Smoking Joe.
I'll tell you what, Drew. He ain't wrong.
Well, it took Smoking Joe to bring up. Jake. I owe Jake $1. I owe Jake $1 because he bet me that sometime in this program today the word lap dance would come into play. And I said, "No way, Jake. There's no way that lap dance is coming into this program." And so I owe you $1.
Venmo, PayPal.
Venmo, PayPal. All right. Let's see. Well, why don't we take a break now, and then when we come back, Smoking C, Johnny Cassio, Smoking C.
See.
You might as well hang out.
Yeah.
You have nothing
I
else to
got
do.
nowhere else to be.
All right.
Everything's shut down.
All right, so we'll come back with your calls, and your text back said Joe was great. Smoking Joe! You call back anytime you want, Smoking Joe, boy. Okay, let's take a break. YouTube, you can watch all of this in front of your face, streaming live, True Steel Radio. Please subscribe, we appreciate it. Sabrina Cat says your traffic.
A disabled vehicle at Summerlin Road and Gladiolus, slowing traffic a touch on Summerlin northbound. Also, there is a crash reported at I-75 southbound just near Alico Road. So keep that in mind as you are heading that way. Make sure to watch that speed. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, 93 degrees. Our heat index 103 to 108. Good amount of sunshine. Some clouds mix in. A few spotty showers and storms are possible, but overall pretty limited. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News, the conservative, smart, right voice of Southwest Florida.
Hey, it's True Steel. I have my friend TJ Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And the selection, of course, at Floor Meisters is amazing. The Core-Tech that I have now in my home. TJ, I got to tell you, it is unbelievable. My wife over the moon. It's like, it's perfect. Even down to the installation. Everything was amazing, TJ.
Well, I'm glad your wife is very happy with it.
So am I.
It's softer, it's quieter, it's beautiful, real look of wood, everything your wife wanted, and you got it all taken care of for her.
And so talk about the selection that you have.
Right now we have 90 colors of Core-Tech in stock, ready to go pick up, put down as soon as you want it. Everything starting at $299 on up with lifetime warranty.
You have to love Core-Tech. You've got to love TJ and Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters. If you haven't been there, go there today. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Now, whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
We're honest and true, and we're here to serve you. The National Exterminators.
Living in Southwest Florida, we get lots of unexpected visitors, like your cousin Ernie from Poughkeepsie, whose family shows up for an extended stay.
Surprise!
But the most unwelcome of all visitors are the bugs and pests who want to make your house their home. And that's where National Exterminators comes in. Things like termites and rodents can cause extensive damage, but National Exterminators is a great way to protect your investment. They've been locally owned for over 40 years, so they know what it takes to keep the Southwest Florida pests at bay. With service plans priced at $46. So call 239-46-NO-BUG and let National Exterminators get rid of your unexpected visitors. As for Cousin Ernie, unfortunately, you're on your own there. Call 239-46-NO-BUG or visit pestcontrolmadeeasy.com.
National Exterminators.
Restrictions may apply.
The Chinese government lied about the coronavirus. China unleashed the Wuhan pandemic on the world, costing trillions, costing jobs, costing American lives. My name is Casey Askar. This crisis proves President Trump is right. We must control our border, bring manufacturing back to America, and stop depending on China. I'm Casey Askar, and I approve this message. China must pay. America must rebuild. Our survival depends on it.
Paid for by Casey Asker for Congress.
True relief for back and neck pain.
At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, if you're suffering with a spinal-related problem, pain, numbness, or weakness, through the use of spinal decompression therapy, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of local residents return to a pain-free, productive life. People who once suffered from stenosis, sciatica, bulging, or herniated discs and thought there was no solution are now living pain-free. Spinal decompression is relaxing and painless, while it gently eases pressure off painful nerves and spinal discs. No pain, no needles, and no surgery. I've successfully been using spinal decompression in Southwest Florida for over 13 years, and the results are only getting better. Take your life back. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation to find out how spinal decompression can help you. Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-2225. That's 596-2225.
At Rock Solid, family comes first. And during this difficult time, Rock Solid makes you part of our family with family employee pricing on everything. Rock Solid is open and is giving you a guaranteed lifetime warranty. And there's more. Rock Solid guarantees installation in just 1 week. That's right, it's guaranteed. Do your family a favor by saving big with Rock Solid's family employee pricing offer while supporting local small business. See store for details.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592 is the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. There's John Cassio here in studio. When we come back, we'll have more of his pithy comments. I can't even say that with a straight face. He's sticking around. So what that means for you, I don't know. I don't even know what it means for me. I don't know what it means in general. But we'll find out some of his thoughts. Maybe we'll get into the sports area and talk about some of the things. NBA basketball. Who's up for seeing some social justice warriors on the basketball court with their names taken off the back, right? And
yeah, that's just something.
You know, it'll say like things like free Hong Kong and stuff
you
like.
go.
Oh no, it
China
won't.
for us.
No, it won't. It'll say quite the opposite.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
No problem. Erectile dysfunction? No problem. Premature issues or low testosterone? No problem. We can help. In just one visit to the Fort Myers Men's Clinic, we can treat your erectile dysfunction or premature issues. It's what we do all day, every day. Stop waiting. Stop being disappointed in your love life. Take action. The doctors at the Fort Myers Men's Clinic offer the latest solutions for male performance issues, and you'll see results in your first visit, or there's no charge. Call 239-317-7777 to meet with our licensed providers, no matter your age or your conditions. Diabetes? No problem. High blood pressure? No problem. Prostate cancer or low testosterone are causing your issue? No problem. We can help. Call Fort Myers Men's Clinic now to schedule your consultation at 239-317-7777. 317-7777. That's 317-7777. Online at fortmyersmensclinic.com, and be sure to ask about their amazing Priapus therapy, known to increase stamina, sensitivity, and even size. The Fort Myers Men's Clinic, your key to a better life.
Lee County, 1,200 square miles, 500 miles of waterways, 130 schools, and you. Protecting paradise is a big job, but Sheriff Carmine Marcino and his deputies are hard at work, holding career criminals accountable, leading the fight against COVID-19, keeping our crime rate one of the lowest in the state, and keeping our businesses, neighborhoods, and schools safe.
I'm Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marcino, and my mission is simple. I serve to protect. That is why our Safe Kids, Safe Schools program puts a school resource officer in every school. And that's why I put more deputies on the street to stop career criminals. It is why I'm committed to keeping you informed about our COVID-19 response. No matter the threat, whether it's a pandemic, civil unrest, or natural disasters, we will keep Lee County one of the safest in Florida. I'm Sheriff Carmine Marcino, and I serve to protect you.
This is paradise. Sheriff Marcino is here to protect it. Sponsored by conservative champion leaders.
This Saturday at 11 a.m., don't miss the all-new show, Straight Talk with Doc Morris, hosted by Dr. Daryl Morris.
Hey, Southwest Florida, I'm Dr. Daryl Morris. Unlike other doctor-driven shows, I try to inform and entertain without boring you in the process. Board certified with 27 years in Southwest Florida, we're going to cover things like medical weight loss, proper spine and joint care, and the true benefits of medical marijuana. So join me this Saturday for Straight Talk with Doc Morris at 11 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News.
Slider man, we make your patio door slide like new, Slider man. This is our mission, to put your sliding glass door back in the top condition. Slider man, we make your patio door slide like new, Slider man.
Call Slider Man toll free, 866-594-1969.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, Vice President Mike Pence will meet with Governor Ron DeSantis in Tampa. The men will discuss our state's response to COVID-19. The two are meeting at the Center for Advanced Medical Learning at the University of South Florida. Also today, Cape Coral City leaders will discuss whether to mandate masks. Council is holding a special meeting at 2:30 this afternoon. Next time you head to Fort Myers Beach, you'll need to bring a mask with you. Town Council has decided anyone out in public away from their homes will now be required to wear a mask. The new mandate does not apply to the beaches or any public parks. You also not be required to wear a mask when you're seated outside at restaurants or inside churches. The Lee County School District has decided to cancel in-person graduation because of the rise in COVID-19 cases. District leaders say they're working on developing a drive-through ceremony at every high school where the class of 2020 can wear their cap and gown and pick up their diplomas. Those details are still being worked out. High school sports could delay their start for practices. The Florida High School Athletic Association Task Force voted to delay the start date. They voted to move it from July 27th to August 10th over coronavirus concerns. However, the move is not official. This is just a recommendation for now. The staff and board of directors for the association need to consider it first. A dead body was found along a Naples beach. A fisherman found the body on Wednesday along the waters off Gordon Drive. This is still an active investigation, and we have reached out to the Naples Police Department to find out if it was suspicious or not. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A disabled vehicle at Summerlin Road and Gladiolus, slowing traffic a touch on Summerlin northbound. Also, there is a crash reported at I-75 southbound just near Alico Road, so keep that in mind as you are heading that way. Make sure to watch that speed. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, hot and humid. A few isolated showers and storms are going to be possible, but overall pretty limited, and most are looking quiet. Temperature of 93, the heat index 103 to 108. Very similar into your Friday. Just a few pockets of rain, and thankfully for the 4th of July, widespread rain not expected, but we still will track a few pop-up showers and storms from time to time. More heat, more humidity, a lot of sunshine with temps in the 90s, with scattered showers and storms trying to make a comeback by Sunday, Monday, and all the way into next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Steven Tomatoes sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel like you're the forgotten person in this great country, working hard all your life and contributing to this country's greatness, but taken for granted by our politicians' quest for voters? Using their slogan, more taxes will set you free. At Stevie's, you are not forgotten. We love our customers and never want them to feel forgotten. We deliver the value you deserve with our food, service, and pricing. Making our customers feel special is our happiness. As the owner of Stevie Tomatoes, we cater to the forgotten person. Those of you who go about every day doing what it takes for them and their family while contributing to this country's greatness, its culture and values. I personally invite you to allow us to be a small part of what makes you feel special, and we promise to obtain your complete satisfaction. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
We are Moran Wealth Management. Passionate about learning what's important to you and your family. Personable, with 24 professionals dedicated to attentive, customized service and focused on client relationships. Performance-driven. As part of Barron's top 1,200 advisors, Tom Moran, founder, CEO, and senior PIM portfolio manager, is Florida's highest-ranked advisor for 2019. Call 239-920-4440 today or visit MoranWealthManagement.com. Moran Wealth Management. Passionate, personable, performance-driven. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Trade in and trade up. Over $500,000 in trade-in assistance up for grabs at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease, 0 down, $159 per month. 2020 Kia Sorrento LX lease, 0 down, $259 per month. Plus, at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers, you can drive interest-free up to 72 months and worry-free for 100,000 miles. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. If you've got $500 down and you make at least $500 per week, our lenders can get you approved. At Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36-month lease is 10,000 miles per year, 0 to signing plus tax, tag, title, dealer, and acquisition fee, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months, 0 APR with 0 down, lender approval.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. There's the phone number and the text line. All right, let's do this. Top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Of all races have protested in all 50 states around that phrase, Black Lives Matter. And the president is here calling it a symbol of hate.
He's talking about the organization. I would note to you that the Greater New York BLM president has said if this country doesn't give us what we want, that we will burn down the system. And I could be speaking literally. I'd call that a pretty hateful statement. Yes,
He's not
Ben.
talking about the organization in his tweet. He says
Yes,
the words.
Ben.
He says the words.
Which,
Black Lives
what's
Matter.
the name of the organization again?
Black Lives Matter.
There you go. You just answered my question.
Just answered the question. There you go. It's Kelly McEnany doing what she does. And, John Cassio in studio loves hearing that.
She just destroys them.
And just going after them and saying, again, the president, Black Lives Matter. He's talked about Black Lives Matter, the sentiment, as opposed to Black Lives Matter, the organization, and how the media just seems to continue to want to protect Black Lives Matter, the organization, knowing full well what they stand for, what they want to see happen to this country. They still continue to back them up. It's mind-boggling.
Number 4.
I know this is what Trump supporters wanted.
You're right.
Because standing up for Black Lives Matter put me in a place online to be seen by millions of people. The job that I had worked really hard to get.
Well, then you should maybe not have put out on TikTok that every time you hear somebody say all lives matter, you want to stab them. That's a Harvard grad who just found out that she lost her job, her dream job, over the stabbing threat that she put out on TikTok. And to John Cassio's point, she didn't expect anybody would see it.
No. I always put things on social media and pray no one watches.
That's right. That's exactly what they do. And that's what ends up happening. There are consequences to actions like that.
Number 3.
And this president has always given it some nickname, as if that passes for humor in certain circles. He calls it a hoax. Same thing he called COVID-19 a hoax.
He didn't. He didn't call it a hoax. He didn't call it a hoax. He didn't say COVID was a hoax. He never said COVID was a hoax. But again, there's Nancy Pelosi going on MSNBC and continuing that whole thing. She just continues to do that because they give her the time and allow her to do it. Did you want to say something about that?
No. I mean, she just speaks for herself, really.
Yeah.
Number 2.
So I am pleased to inform everyone that Seattle has been liberated. The Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, otherwise known as Chaz, I think they switched their name to CHOP, but I'm told they went back to Chaz, was a failed 4-week Democrat experiment by the radical left. And the results are in.
And I love the way she did that. And she went on to talk about Democrats who run Seattle, who run places like Portland and run Wisconsin, and the Democrats with these failed policies and allowing Chaz and CHOP to take place. And now it is been liberated. They've come in and finally cleaned it up after 2 people were killed in the CHOP. And finally, enough is enough. And it wasn't the summer of love. It was quite the opposite. And to see that happen and to push the narrative, which is a true narrative, which is not something that she's saying off the top of her head, but which are facts, that these are Democrat-run cities. These are people that were voted on by Democrats who are running the show, who are allowing all of these things to happen. And there has to come a time when consequences need to take place, where people say enough is enough. We don't want to defund the police. We don't want them disappearing. We don't want anarchy. We don't want any of this. We want it to go away. If Democrats are the ones that are bringing it, you need to make them go away.
Number 1.
The kids that passed, what happened the other day, all this on this child. Man, this is incredible. These are kids, man. I'm 50 years old. Man, these are kids, man. They should have been stopped this a long time ago. It's starting to get, excuse me, but it's getting to a point, where, it's getting.
Gotcha. I'm so sorry.
Just
I'm so sorry, Mr. Anderson. I can only say this as a dad. You want to break Sean Hannity? I'm a pretty tough guy. That will break me. What you've been through.
Somebody that asked for this, and they need to come talk to me, and somebody need to come tell me something, because I still don't know nothing.
He still doesn't know anything. The heart-wrenching interview Sean Hannity did last night with Horace Lorenzo Anderson Sr., the father of the 19-year-old black man who was shot and killed last month inside the CHOP that they finally got rid of.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
And then for him to sit there and to explain to Sean Hannity that the mayor still has not reached out, still has not talked to him after his son's death. He doesn't know anything about what happened. He had to hear about it on social media from kids to find out about this. I mean, this is horrific. And nobody would talk to him. And the thing I want to know is, how many major media outlets are having him on to talk about this as well? Has he been on CNN yet? I'm just asking, because I don't think so. And why are we not hearing more about this? He was killed on June 20th. Cal Anderson Park, 10th Avenue in East Pine, inside the CHOP zone. And that's when a 33-year-old was wounded. You probably heard about that and remember hearing about that shooting. And it's, again, to Kayleigh McEnany's point, bringing this to the attention of the White House press corps in the briefing there, that these are Democrat policies that were allowed to take place, that were allowed for this CHOP zone to exist, and then only to find out that this is how it ends. Nobody could go there and help this child. Nobody could help him in the zone. And nobody was allowed in. The police weren't allowed in. An ambulance, nobody. And the thing is, you want to have anarchy. You believe that anarchy is the way to go. You think like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who is now saying, no, you don't understand. We don't want $1 billion taken away from the police officers. That's not eliminating. That's not what we asked for. John Cassio, that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get if Democrats run the show. You are going to get the continuation of this to a degree that we are not even, that we can't even comprehend yet, where all of these things that are happening, that ultimately that you're going to see more of the things that we're witnessing now with the Joe Biden presidency. It's just a fact, because they're the ones that are going to acquiesce to the left. You've seen it. You look, you lived in Washington, D.C. You saw everything that happened in Lafayette Park. You know what it used to be like just months ago and what it's turned into and the anarchy there.
Yeah, and it's sad, because communities like that are it's made to look like there's all this divisiveness all the time. There's not. I can only speak for Washington, D.C., because that's where I lived. There's not. We loved going into the city. We talked to all kinds of people. I wanted to talk to you, too, about 4th of July and getting out and enjoying our country. We're not a racist country, no matter what you're told.
Yeah.
We are not a racist country. We enjoyed 4th of July in Washington, D.C. last year. The parade was awesome. It had floats and bands and people from all walks of life, from all nations around the world. It was a great experience for us. I wish our son was older and he could really take it in. But this whole notion that it's always black versus white, it's defunding the police. So Drew, I'm asking you this question. So if If Biden is in, the next day, are we done with police departments?
You would.
Because he hates the idea, but he just won't say it.
Well, here's the thing. You say those words and you hesitated. You hesitated because it almost sounds ridiculous coming out of your mouth that there would be a president who would allow anything like that to take place. It almost sounds ridiculous that there would be a mayor who would allow it to take place. Yet here you have de Blasio in New York, who is completely dismantling anything and everything that's going on, civility in the city of Manhattan. And that's not hyperbolic. That is just fact. The things that are going on right now in New York City, it's disgusting. And how he talks about it. Let me see. Oh, here. Listen to this. This is Bill de Blasio yesterday, who was talking about the difference between banning religious gatherings and Black Lives Matter marches. Now listen to this.
Ask you about a court decision from last week. A federal court ruled that you and Governor Cuomo violated the Constitution by restricting religious services during the lockdown of the pandemic.
You following that? A court decision that did not side with the governor or de Blasio? You know, the people that are better than the rest of us that know really what it's going to take to run major cities and even the country. You know, Andrew Cuomo, the same person who sent COVID positive patients back into nursing homes, leading to the deaths, where there right now, as we speak, there are more deaths I want you to listen to this. I'll play the rest of it in just a second. 71% more Americans have died in New York nursing homes than have died in the entire state of Florida. That's a fact that happened right now. New York's death rate has been 10 times larger than Florida's, even though we are a larger population. That's a fact. So here you have this case, right?
The court said you openly discouraged religious gatherings and threatened religious worshipers and sent a clear message that mass protests are deserving of preferential treatment, essentially saying that you treated the protesters who were on the streets differently than the religious gatherings that were on the streets.
Yeah, and that's the court. The court is saying that. And how does the mayor answer that?
Your reaction?
Just wrong. We worked with the religious leadership of this city for months. Cardinal Dolan in the Catholic Church and so many other religious leaders who were in full agreement that it was not time to bring back religious services because of the danger it would cause to their congregants. The protests were an entirely different reality, a national phenomenon that was not something that the government could just say, go away. It's something that really came from the grassroots.
No, you can. You can. As the mayor of the city of New York, you could have said that. You could have said, listen, you can't have a gathering. We've already said you can't have gatherings of 10 or more. You're protesting, you're gathering. No. We're going to break up your protest. You can't do it because by law, we have set this in place and we're not going to make an exception for you. You have that choice to do it. You could have stopped it, but you decided not to. And why? He says it's really about apples and oranges. Our religious leaders were the first to say it was not time to bring back. So listen, so they wanted to be safe. They were the ones that said it, but the protesters, we can't stop them. We can't do anything. You could have. And you should have, and you didn't. All of this to say that, yes, if Joe Biden is president of the United States, that things that you would have thought were ridiculous not too long ago to say, defunding police, eliminating police departments, could be a reality under a Biden administration. Definitely packing a Supreme Court, because if you don't like what's happening, all you have to do is pack the court. And if you have a filibuster-proof majority, which could possibly happen with the Senate, and you have the House in your hand and Joe Biden, that's not even a probability. That is a definitive statement. It will happen. There will be the packing of the Supreme Court. There will be the packing of the Senate so that Republicans won't be elected ever again. How's that possible? They're already talking about making Washington, D.C. a state, which constitutionally is not going to happen, but they want to do it, and they'll try. And Puerto Rico, they want to make Puerto Rico a state. That's 4 senators in 2 what will be heavy Democrat states. They're never going to turn around. They know it. And they're going to get 4 Democrats in the Senate. That's packing the Senate. That's how you do it. But General Michael Flynn said something yesterday that a lot of people have talked about, and I don't know if you heard about this. General Flynn said in an op-ed in Western Journal. He wrote, I was once told if we're not careful, 2% of the passionate will control 98% of the indifferent 100% of the time.
Wow.
Mind blown. That says it all, right? Isn't that where we are? 2% of the passionate controlling 98% of the indifferent 100% of the time. And you know who the indifferent are. The indifferent are these lousy GOP politicians that tell you, if I'm fighting for you. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're doing things like we just found out yesterday with Ron Johnson, a Republican of Wisconsin, and James Langford. They're going to have Juneteenth now, a federal holiday, and eliminate Columbus Day.
I saw.
Yeah. So it's out there. All right.
I mean, that's coming, right?
It is. It is. Before we go, is there anything that you wanted to touch on in your Casio way? Anything you wanted to mention? I know you're passionate about sports.
Yeah, I mean, how much time do we have?
We got a minute, 2 minutes.
Okay, well, forget about that.
1 minute.
Go enjoy this country this weekend.
I like that better.
We are all together. We are not racist. If you want to wear a mask, have at it. But celebrate this country. We've torn it down pretty good the last couple of months. Let's build it up. That's.
I like that.
That's what I want to do.
And a little Ronald Reagan from 1989.
I'm warning of an eradication of the American memory that could result ultimately in an erosion of the American spirit. Let's start with some basics. More attention to American history and a greater emphasis on civic ritual.
Yeah.
And let me offer lesson number 1 about America. All great change in America begins at the dinner table. So tonight in the kitchen, I hope the talking begins. And children, if your parents haven't been teaching you what it means to be an American, let them know and nail them on it. That would be a very American thing to do.
There you go. All right. Dinner table.
And we're back-to-back World War champs.
What did you just say?
We're back-to-back World War champs.
Two-time.
Thank you, John Cassio. I forget, what do you do again?
I'm your boss, Drew.
Okay, that's right. I forgot. All right, listen. Let's find out what Matt Devin has to say about today's forecast.
For today, 93 degrees. Our heat index 103 to 108. Good amount of sunshine. Some clouds mix in.